Before we begin this section, I'm going to go over real quick some quick mechanic things that I forgot to talk about last time and stuff that came up like that. So, one, there's a special mechanic in Call of Cthulhu called Push the Roll, and this is essentially a re-rolling mechanic. What happens is if you fail a skill check, not combat checks or sanity checks, but a skill check, or like an attribute check, you can talk to me and you can say, hey, I want to push the roll this locksmith skill or whatever. And so then you have to give me a reason on how you're pushing it or how you are re-attempting this. Now, the upside is you get to attempt it right away. The downside is if you fail this one, usually something bad kind of happens. And usually they give it to the keeper that says something bad happens, but I think for our purposes, I'll have you guys come up with what something bad could happen, basically, when you do a push the roll proposal. And then we'll just work on that from there, and yeah. So does that make sense? It's a special fancy reroll mechanic called push the roll. All right.
Yep. Sounds to me. So how many, can we use this whenever?
You can, use it whenever you fail a skill check. You cannot use it when you are using it for combat checks, because if you miss shooting a guy, that's kind of it. Or if you miss dodging a guy, you
Oh, actually, I want to convince the bullet to hit him.
I wish. You can't use it for sanity checks, so you can't. If you fail the sanity roll, you have to. That happens, and you can't use it for like health or con stuff. So like if you're rolling to see if you go unconscious, you can't use it for there. If you fail it, you're already unconscious. You can't be like, yeah. The second thing is everyone has a luck skill, and one of the systems with luck skill is that you can choose to spend luck points that you have available and put that into your skill rolls. Again, like with push the roll, you cannot use it for sanity. Well, you cannot use that for sanity only. You can use it for combat skill checks and such for your luck points. So it's a way to spend it. How you get luck points back, that comes after when you get to a special development phase, which is basically usually after a quest, so to speak. So, and there are times where there is a roll mechanic that's asked, where you need to roll for luck. So whatever luck points you have left from all your spending is what you need to roll. And so, obviously, as you can see, the more luck points you spend, the less you'll have, the harder it is to actually succeed in a luck roll.
Okay.
All right. Third thing, there's check marks by your player sheets. I mentioned this briefly sometimes, but I'll go over it again. You want to check mark the skills that you have succeeded in a skill check. So like when someone does a firearms check and they succeed in that, you want to put one check mark by it, no more. And it doesn't.
So there's a little, where's the check mark thing?
It should be right
So
next to the
uncheck
skill.
all these boxes.
It's on our skill box, right?
And so what happens is that you want to checkmark that only once, and if you do like 5 firearms checks, doesn't matter. You just only checkmark it once, only if you succeed. And then what will happen is, I'll explain that later, but that comes into how you get better at certain skills. And these can be skills outside your occupation too.
Or it's unchecking all these right now for the moment then.
Yeah, because I checked them like it was like
a few things. And for the cases where you have skills that are passive, you can just go ahead and whenever I say something like this, you can just go ahead and check mark that.
Hey, I rolled for us for a stealth check and
you failed.
I got like
and
an
you
18.
Succeeded the second time.
Yeah, and so would everybody get that? Or just
only
me?
You.
Okay, and then I think I got a spot hidden once, if I quickly remember, and then I think I had a track.
Yep. And then you also had a natural worlds one I'm going to give you because you were looking up stuff.
Okay.
I have no idea what mine are.
I don't know either. I know, Jacob, you get a law one because I told you about the fingerprinting stuff.
I don't think I did anything besides miss shooting a gun.
And getting drunk, does that count for something?
No. Just get bad.
Investigation.
Oh, darn.
Oh, and I forget exactly what happened. Apparently my sheet didn't save. but my current sanity, because all I used was like one shotgun shell Molotov cocktail. That's pretty.
I don't think you
easy
actually
edits.
lost any sanity at all.
I
No,
thought
you're doing pretty good when you saw the Beast Man.
But didn't all like the yeah, I rolled really well on that. But I thought like all of us went down to like
Oh yeah. If
94.
you even if you
I've
lost
succeeded,
one
you
sanity.
got lost one sanity anyways.
So how do I again edit that?
There should be a number on the thing for current sanity. You just subtract one from there, so it's
Yeah, but then there's like the 50 to 99 number.
50 to 90.
I thought there's like something that you would add in and it would do the auto math.
Oh, that's a different thing. That's for Cthulhu Mythos and your max sanity. So like everyone has a max sanity of 99, but everyone's current sanity was based off their power, which was redone in character creation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the max sanity and Cthulhu Mythos subtraction part. That's a separate thing for when you. That's a separate thing entirely. For losing sanity at the sight of stuff, you just subtract it from your current sanity.
Wait, did I lose any sanity?
Should have lost one.
So no one has a Cthulhu Mythos.
Everyone has a
edition.
Everyone has 5 Cthulhu Mythos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone lost at least one sanity.
Yeah.
Everyone lost one sanity.
Pretty sure
and
I
Gabe
lost like
Cthulhu
8
Mythos.
sanity.
Yeah.
Gabe lost more because he failed the check. We got Cthulhu Mythos, and that causes to lose sanity.
Well,
God, Mythos.
Well,
Well,
that's same.
Well, here's
when
the
you
thing.
get more
With the
Mythos,
Cthulhu Mythos,
you get less
you put
sanity.
5 in, and then on your character sheet, it's to subtract from your maximum sanity from 99, so you should be at 94 max sanity. And then everyone has a current sanity that you started out with, and everyone was
That's what
like
it is.
50, and Jacob, you were at 70 when you started the thing. And then everyone subtracts 1 from that current sanity for sure. And then
Because we
whatever,
saw the-
and then whatever extra sanity losses you may incurred from looking at dead bodies, or you failed the roll of the sanity and you got the thing. So like,
Okay.
Jacob, I know you went indefinite insanity. You lost 8 sanity, so just subtract 7. Take 70 and subtract 8 from it. You get 62 current sanity. Does that make sense?
Sort
Yeah, I
of.
think so.
Okay. Yeah. Is everyone good?
Like basically the call of the, or what is it? The Mythos statistic determines how much total sanity you can have.
Yeah.
So like the more you see
Yep.
weird Cthulhu stuff that you lose
Maximum sanity.
more sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't like you're normally can't
Yeah.
just be as sane as before.
Think of it also like this. The more you delve into the Cthulhu Mythos knowledge and lore, the more you realize your world is not what it seems to be. And therefore your mind is shattered because and so your maximum sanity goes down.
I can't even change my max
Yep.
sanity. It just reverts back to 90.
Change your Cthulhu Mythos first.
Mythos.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's what he changes. Yeah.
It's a skill.
It should automatically
I have
change.
to scroll down then.
Are you
It's under Cthulhu Mythos skill.
Okay.
And then
Change
just
that
put
from
5 and
0
it'll
to 5.
automatically subtract it.
Yep.
It should automatically subtract
Yeah,
it.
it did.
Perfect. Everyone has a 5% understanding of the Cthulhu Mythos. What does that mean? Okay.
Is it really a 5% understanding versus just a 5% chance to understand what they're looking at? Because someone who is literally Cthulhu supposedly can only have a 90% chance of understanding what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Because doesn't it max out at 90?
No, it can go up to higher. It's just at the it can go up to higher than 100. It's just, and all skills can do that. It's just that character creation, it's capped at 90. When you're making your character right away, you can't go past 90 for that. But when you go
I
through
see.
more adventures, you can go higher than 90, and you can go even higher than 100, which I won't get into that detail too much until we get there. All right. So I think let's get ready for the game.
I'm ready. Let's go. Is that half an hour? Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh god. Alright. So I'm gonna first put on this music track. Last time. Why is the Call of Cthulhu thing still up? Okay. Let me just skip this video real quick. On the watch together.
Well, I was watching that.
Oh, poor thing. Okay, there we go. So
Oh, I wonder what you picked up.
yeah. So, anyways, last time what happened? We had a little incident at the warehouse for the Martusi gang. You all came in, investigated what was more than what you would have thought was going to happen when you originally arrived. And you ended up coming out, seeing some things, and avoiding gangsters. You all leave with 3 pieces of evidence. Some bottle of strange liquid that we've all witnessed what has happened to Alec when he took a little taste of it. A vat and records. And a shiny looking bullet. Who has what in terms of evidence? Who has the bullet, who has the records, and who has the liquid?
I have the bullet.
I have the records.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, I have a little PTSD, but
Okay. And Alec, where did you take the records and the liquid? Did you keep it?
The records are at the bar.
Okay. All right.
I didn't bring them home. I just decided to fall asleep in my apartment.
So, yep. So the new day begins, and Tony, you find yourself opening the speakeasy the next day. As you make your way to the door, however, there are people in various Martusi attire that move in. They all have masks that hide their identity and syringes that are filled with a purplish liquid. What do you do?
I am not going around there.
this seems like a very terrible position.
I honestly, I kind of don't want anything to do with that.
And so you try to run, but you realize your legs aren't cooperating. And then suddenly they knock you to the ground, and a shadowy darkness starts to engulf the entire area. You're not sure what hit you first, the injection or the darkness swallowing you. Bring! You wake up to the sound of your phone ringing in the apartment. Let me get
As
rid
my
of this
phone
nightmare
rings.
fuel.
My head.
Alright. Where's my phone?
Yeah, what if that was your ringtone?
I don't know. Imagine
Man,
some.
was that
Oh,
was
they
that some kind of
recognized
dream?
me.
Yeah, it was a dream, but because of
Okay, hold-
it was a dream.
Oh, hold on for Blake, I guess.
Oh, did he have to go?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Blake is answering a phone call, I think.
What if they injected you with an amnesiac and made it partially effective?
How
So
about
you thought
an
it was a dream.
aphrodisiac?
Okay, I can't seem to.
You're
find
gonna be
which-
one sexy beast, Tony.
There we go.
There we go. That's more fitting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was fitting to have the disturbing music on for what happened with me. Poor old Tony McGonagall.
Actually, we can
All right,
continue
well-
because right now it's just you. Right now, Tony.
Just yeah. Oh, my head. What was that? What was that last thing?
Yeah. Tony, you wake up to the phone ringing into your apartment. You feel like you're about ready to puke as well. The clock tells you that it's very early in the morning, and you're still aching from your leg wound from last night.
Oh, goddamn. All right, let's get to this phone. I had to pick up the phone, answer it.
All right. Hello? You recognize the voice to be Anthony, who sounds a little on edge.
Hey, Anthony, what's going on?
What's going on? What the hell did you do last night?
What the hell did I do? What the hell did you do? You told me to show up at this place and there's freaking 3 thugs murdered. I showed up. We got there, it was a bit late in the evening. Got there and there's 3 guys shot with guns. We managed to get out of there before any cops showed up. But this place was gonna get hot real fast.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, they weren't all shot, right? There's I think a couple were slashed,
But-
right?
Were them mauled? I don't remember.
One
I don't
was
actually
stabbed,
remember
but
last session.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
irrelevant.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
letting you know.
They were.
They were
It was
murdered.
like weapons. It wasn't like a monster
Yeah.
thing.
But anyways, and so as you relate your story, Anthony, you just kind of hear him, you hear him curse in Italian, and he's just going, look, he goes, look, you guys were the last people to enter there last night, and Giovanni, You know how a man thinks when he gets enraged, right? He starts looking at revenge.
Of course.
And the last people that were supposed to enter was you guys. He's also pissed that the pipes weren't fixed, but, you know. And he gives a little nervous chuckle. He's been personally calling the shots on your guys' hits now instead of his Lieutenant Louis. That's when you know it's kind of serious. Now, before you get all defensive, the story, the idea that you guys went in there and did something doesn't make any sense to me. I have a hard time imagining you guys would do something stupid like shooting up the place for your own game. Or maybe you did, and I'm being a fool for telling you this, but consider this a warning.
Yeah.
I would avoid going to your speakeasy and maybe go into hiding at one of your friends' place if they're not really well known around here. I don't know how long. You maybe need to clear your name in some way with Giovanni by finding out whatever happened. Otherwise...
Okay. I really appreciate that, Anthony. Thanks for looking out for me. You know how to contact me if something comes up?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. This is the only number I know other than your speakeasy, which I heard the boys were going to hit that place up sometime early today. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, though. You should hopefully have my number. Maybe you have my number, and you can maybe contact me at my personal office.
Oh yeah, of course. I got your number. It's in the speakeasy. Can I get your number again?
Yeah, sure. And he starts to he gives you a number, and he goes, "Yeah, this is my home number. So if I don't answer, I'm probably most likely out and about. I'm usually more around at nighttime. I'm not doing all the jobs. I'm usually just being Giovanni's messenger man. So you should maybe just try to contact me at night. Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Anthony. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go lay it low now. We'll sort this out. Okay. Well, thank you.
I hope you guys do, because Giovanni's gonna be trying to get this all squared away before the next few days. And then with that, he hangs up on the phone. And as you're left to collect your thoughts, your eyes dart to a opened yellow phone book pages in your apartment, along with a white slip of paper. In that slip of paper, you wrote down some important contacts in there, such as Clyde and Jacob's number. You don't have Puvlov's number, but you remember the hotel he stayed at. Puvlov, what was the hotel name?
The Majestic Eagle.
Yeah, I know the one.
Sure that wasn't the tap.
The one and only.
Yeah. And so I'm going to transition this now into Puvlov. Puvlov, as the new day starts, you were not able to get a good reading last night on the bullet yourself. However, you know someone who might be able to. Since coming to Elizabeth, you have acquainted yourself with the local gun store one time. You don't remember the person who ran it, but if there's anyone who probably knows a little more about expensive .45 caliber bullets, it'd probably be whoever's there. It's also conveniently located right next to the police station of Elizabeth.
Okay.
Pulov
is going to first, before going to the gun shop, is there like a shop nearby where I can get like a flashlight?
Oh yeah, you can probably just hit the streets pretty easily, but I'm going to transition now to another person real quick.
Okay.
Jacob, after you recover a bit from your fright last night, you begin to recall a particular name on that VAT records and purchasing list. Captain. You saw the name one other time when you were doing financial work, and that was a person's nickname. His real name went something like Francis Weal. And if you want me to type that out, I can.
Yeah, I have no idea how you spelled Weal. Like, I can guess Francis, but Weal is like...
It's far beyond my expertise.
Yeah. You remember his...
Francis Weal.
You remember his profession being a merchant in the U.S. that managed something along the lines of importing goods from Italy, such as olive oil and wine.
Merchant.
Long-distance transport sea costs would raise the price of any trade good, which would probably explain that little correlation that you saw on that records list. The bank may still have his contact info still.
Well, yeah, we're not about to lose the contact info of anyone who happens to owe us money or if we have their money.
Yeah,
It's just bad business.
exactly. Especially before the stock market crash.
Wait, when did the stock market crash?
1929, I think.
Not yet.
Huh. Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like significantly done.
There was the Roaring 20s period when all the stocks were good and everyone was like happy, and then 1930s was the Great Depression, and that was with the stock market crash, along with other factors such as the Great Dust Bowl in the Midwest.
And then we fought Nazis, and everything became okay.
Correction, you fought World War One. Wait, yeah, World War One.
No.
World War One is finished though.
Oh wait, is it? I'm an idiot.
You're saying 1920s.
Oops.
So.
Yeah, but then we fought Nazis and everything was fine.
39, Conrad, 1930.
Wait, when was World War One?
World War One ended at like in 1918. So
Okay, wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's around that time.
Yeah.
Wow.
World
Clyde
history is
Clyde
really
served in World
flaky.
War One, maybe. I can't really remember his backstory.
But anyways,
Yeah, World War One went from 1914
All
to
right.
1918.
and I'm sorry, Clyde, I don't have anything special for you. You get up
Oh,
normally. You probably eat a good breakfast of bacon and eggs.
Yeah, I hit the bottle before bed.
Wait, where's
Wake up to a hearty breakfast.
Clyde staying?
Yeah, where is Clyde
Where's
staying?
both Jacob
staying?
and Clyde staying?
Probably just renting
Yeah,
an
where does
apartment.
Clyde stay?
I have a house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jacob's got a house and Clyde has
Think
an
so.
apartment.
I also have an apartment.
Okay.
So, I'll transition this back to Tony. Tony, what do you do?
Well, my freaking leg is burning like hell. I want to get to a freaking hospital.
All right. So you want to just head to... there's two options you have. You can either go to the hospital all the way in downtown Elizabeth, or you can go to a pharmacy. And here is something interesting with the 1920s and the role of pharmacies in that time period. Pharmacy was a growing profession at the time and actually became better known as the local doctor rather than the actual doctor. This was because they were able to dispense medications, sometimes unregulated, to common ailments, such as painkillers or some sort of magical elixir or something. They also performed some medicine and first aid work. While they were great for keeping costs down, too, from not having to go to a full-on hospital visit, if you want the best type of quality care, you'd probably want to go to a hospital. Mm-hmm. So you have those options for you.
I think I'll head to the pharmacy, and I'm going to bring that bottle that was dispensed from said pharmacy.
Got it.
With me.
Do you contact any of your fellow co-workers from last night?
Yeah, ideally I'd like to get all of them on the know-how.
Alright. Do you
tell them? Yeah, I'd try to call them, see if they even pick up, and then tell them that I'm the pharmacy nearby in Elizabeth. The pharmacy I don't remember the name of.
Rightle Pharmacy.
Yeah, that one.
I may have just spelled retail.
Go get my leg checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Rightle Pharmacy. Yeah. Perfect.
And the guy is a farmancer.
Farmancer. All right. So I'm going to assume that, well, because it's early in the morning and the phone, he called everyone probably in the early morning, everyone was able to probably hear the phone ring, and I'm going to assume everyone probably picked up and you relayed all that information to them. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any sort of plan of where you want to meet together, or is everyone going to go their separate, splitting up ways?
Well, okay. We can't go to the speakeasy. We still have like a. Maybe we should just like our main mode of transportation is Alex's truck. Right?
That was Clyde's truck.
Clyde's
How
truck.
is Alec getting to the pharmacy? He has a bum leg.
Maybe he
I'm walking
drives.
up.
I
He
don't
has a
know.
bike. He,
Or
That's even worse.
he's gonna be he's gonna be hobbling.
Maybe he gets a
there.
taxi.
Taxis work too.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I'd say we probably should meet at like Clyde's, because he's got our main station. If we transportation.
Sounds good to me.
I'll say
Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah.
third.
But before I go, before we meet up, I want to make sure I get that flashlight.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll say you're able to, on your way, you just stop by a local general store and you're able to just pick up a flashlight and some batteries. It's just looking at the information, it's well below your spending limit, so you could just spend the money and not have to subtract anything.
Okay.
Yep.
And can I go to this guy? Was it a gunsmith? Did you say?
He's,
or is it just a gun shop?
It's a gun shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I go there to see if I can get this bullet looked at?
It's a little out of the way if you wanted to go there first, but instead of going to your friends'. If you do that, then you'll be basically alone for a while.
Okay. Well, then I'll wait for. I'll go with our friends too.
Okay.
Then.
30 minutes then pass, and everyone finally meets up at Clyde's apartment. You're all able to discuss plans with each other.
I want to
Okay,
go.
I'm at Clyde's place, or
Right? We're on your way there.
We should.
Wait. Did you go to Clyde's place, Tony, or did you go to the pharmacy first?
I don't know.
The pharmacy.
I guess since I called them, we scheduled to go to Clyde's place. So
Oh.
my plan was to go to the pharmacy, but I guess once I called them, we agreed to meet Clyde.
And you.
Okay, well then maybe we should carry. I can carry.
Yeah, I'll just
Tony into the pharmacy.
I'll just assume that you're able to get. You can just work with him, and you communicate addresses, and you're just able to pick him up without him having to strain himself.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. So your first place you want to stop at as the pharmacy, or is that what I understand?
Yeah.
I would like to get my leg attended to.
Yeah, let's get
That bullet's
Tony
not going anywhere.
Okay. All right. So you guys pull up to the pharmacy, and you all walk in, which was surprisingly cool due to some some early technology installed air conditioning in the place. Small shelves are littered with some shop goods, such as bottles of cough syrup, Coca-Cola, and personal care items. A well-kept man in his early 30s greets you with a British accented hello, and he also tells you, "Let me know if I can help you find anything."
Yeah.
Hi, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
I got this thing stuck in my leg, and it's hurting a little
Ooh.
bit. I got anything for something like that?
Oh, yes, I do. Well, if you go ahead and come right to the back, I can take a look at this a little more. I could probably give you some pain medications to help ease the pain, and I can help clean it up a little bit more. It looks like you did a little patch job.
That sounds great.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little bit. That sounds great, Doc.
Sounds
Thanks.
good. And so he goes ahead and he takes you towards the back and he starts applying that sort of stuff. And so he will be able to patch you up with about 4 HP. And you can get rid of the major wound. That's another thing too. If you ever get a major wound, there's a check mark box on your
Oh yeah, that's already unchecked.
And major wounds are important because they dictate death. So if you have a major wound and you get to 0 HP, that's bad. If you get to 0 HP but you don't have any major wound, you just basically go unconscious.
Okay.
Okay. So you're all.
Oh, and
You're all healed up.
what exactly are the benefits like a check mark on arms?
You get to. There's a certain phase in the game which is basically where you can level up your skills, so to speak. In order to get to do that, you need to actually use the skill successfully.
All right, sounds cool.
Yeah. So, what do you all do now in the pharmacy?
I want to go get this bullet.
All right. So, how do you present it to the pharmacist?
Well, I want to go to the gunsmith. Is what I'm telling the group.
Oh,
All right.
Not the pharmacist. Here is a bullet.
Here's a bullet.
Look at this,
No.
you pussy.
Oh yeah, from where your location is, it's probably just a little 10-minute walk to the gun store, Blulov, so you can head there.
I'll just go there individually to wait. Then,
Okay.
While Tony is getting cared
Yeah.
for.
So as that's happening, what do the rest of the party do?
I'm gonna look around pharmacy.
Honestly, I don't really need anything in the
I'm
pharmacy.
gonna look around for like a first aid kit or
That's a good point.
Sure thing. You do find a first aid kit. Blake, you find a first aid kit, but it doesn't have any pricing labeled on it. You'll have to go to the front counter and get that properly priced.
Alright, I'll go do that.
Yeah.
Wait for the pharmacist. He's probably tending.
Yeah. Yeah. So hold on, let me just pull up the items real quick. So let's see. Here we go. Med equipment. Because I don't know 1920s pricing. To be fair, though, not many people do. Alright. So you pull up the medical kit. So you pull up the first aid kit to him, and he's able to price it to be $15.45.
So how does cash work? Cash is like the money I can spend. What's spending level?
You have
spending level cash.
your spending level is how much you can spend in a day without having it impacted your overall grade. And then if it ever is over that, then that gets subtracted from your total cash.
Okay. Hey Jacob, you spot me a 10, 5, what is it? $15?
$15.45.
You spot me like $6 first aid kit.
Yeah.
I don't know. $6.
I'll pay you back.
He's good for it. Clyde's good
Oh
for
wait,
it.
I got like
Trust me.
the $50 bundle thing in the safe. Can I use that in some way?
Oh
yeah.
good point. Nice.
No, that money, you can't use that money. Sorry.
Like,
Yeah,
where
you-
does that go? Exactly.
That's currently on you because you didn't stop to the bank to
Alright.
deposit it wherever you rest everything. So
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
you can use that
spend
free
that.
money.
Like, oh, whatever. I found some change here.
Okay. All right. If you want to mark this on your character
Some
sheet,
chump
your
change.
medical case will increase your. Will give you a 10 bonus on your first aid checks.
Okay.
They would also give you a 5 bonus to medicine. All right. So I'll let you mark that down. Inside the medical case, it contains just assorted stuff like gauze bandages and other sort of stuff that just go apart with it. So the pharmacist finishes attending to Tony, and he doesn't, and he just, and as you go to try to maybe pay for him, he just says, "No worries, it's all free of charge. You looked rather terrible, and it wouldn't be ethical of me to let you go out and have to pay." Which is rather
Doc.
kind of surprising in this
Doc,
period.
you're the best, Doc.
It's
Thank you so
definitely
much.
suspicious.
Give
Hey,
them all nice little kids.
There's one other thing I was wondering about. I found, I work in the restaurant business, and I found one of my beverages came in with this container, sort of linked back to your place.
And he looks at the container for a second, and he goes, "Oh dear, this happens to be a bottle for my stock chloroform."
Chloroform.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a thing they sell?
Yeah. Well, you see, I don't necessarily, and he turns to you because you said that out loud. I don't necessarily sell chloroform to the public. However, some cases like hospitals or some other maybe affluent people maybe make a case to buy some chloroform. And they usually use it as some sort of amnesia, but I sometimes have my doubts. Though, and was it just empty or was it completely empty?
Yeah, it was empty. It was in my shipment container. You know, I get the shipment in every week, and that was not on the list, but it was in there. Well,
Interesting. And as he mentions that it was chloroform, you guys all quickly remember that about hearing a little bit of chloroform. You know chloroform is clear.
Was the liquid in the bottle clear?
When it was purple.
No. So he might have laced. Well, not laced it, like in trick.
Yeah, I was thinking that chloroform, but
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Yeah. And so he just goes ahead and he says, I'll take this bottle back if you don't need it. I don't imagine you would need a bottle of chloroform. Or at least empty chloroform.
Any reason to. Yeah, while I was on my way, I just wanted to get it back to the right.
Well, thank you.
Conrad, quick
Yes.
question. How big is a small live animal trap? Oh, no, that would be live. I don't want live. I want like a clamp and face like
Bear
that.
trap.
We're looking at
Bear trap.
we're looking at something that probably won't be sold in a store.
Okay.
What, you
Let me
have
just-
no bear trap?
Can I just
You have
ask
bear
what
trap?
you need a small dead animal trap for?
Well, like,
Humans.
I think what it means by live animal trap is that it like literally captures. Where I would like something that was like, like a bear trap that like literally clamps down on somebody's leg or something.
Yeah.
But
There,
yeah, I was just
there
curious.
exists like box
Keeps it
traps
alive so
too,
it kills
like
them.
probably for rabbits or something. But for something that's gonna kill, like a small animal, there isn't really anything out as of yet. Actually, no. At most, you can probably find something that's meant for gophers.
All right, yeah. Well, and plus I'm in a,
Yeah.
in a city.
Yeah.
So I was just curious to see how big those
Yeah.
were.
Is there anything else you guys like to mention to the pharmacist?
Yes, I can think of.
I don't think so.
I think we're gonna. Oh, thank you so much, Doc. No, it's very kind of you to do that.
Please, call me Lawrence.
Lawrence. Okay, we'll keep in touch. Okay.
Yeah.
If I need anything else, anything, just let me know. Right?
Yeah, and likewise, if you ever need any sort of remedy or any medical aid, come by.
All right.
Alright, and we're going to transition this to Pulov real quick. Pulov, you walk
Yeah,
into
well, we
this
got with
gun
Pulov.
store, but before you walk into there, you noticed a police car pulling up to a building nearby. And you know that just like your memory serves right, you realize the gun store is right next to the police station. You enter then in the store, which smells like gunpowder and oil. The front counter has a bunch of display cases of various modeled pistols and bullets, usually repeaters or pistol repeaters and revolvers. The counter is also covered with what appears to be some sort of glass. A young man with an orange beard gruffly greets you. And real quick, for everyone too, on 1920s gun law information. Gun laws are pretty lax when it comes to owning shotguns, pistols, or revolvers in the farmlands. Some places, like Elizabeth, however, have strict bans on sale and ownership on certain guns, like full automatics and rifles, to try to keep crime rates down.
Okay. So I guess Pulov will walk up and be like, "I love my friend. Do you know? Do you sell kind of bullets that look like this?" And I'll toss the bullet out to him.
And he looks at the bullet for a second. He looks like to be a man of 27. And so he examines it, he examines it, he says, his eyes widens a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm reading off his script. His eyes widen for a bit, and he'll go, only those with lots of money and that likes to show off will bother buying these. This is one of the specially crafted bullets that I made. It's got a casing of silver, but the actual bullet itself, here's the kicker, is actually very hollow on the inside and filled with mercury.
No, why would somebody?
I don't know, but the one person who did buy this, he was one of those Kraut Americans, said his name was Hans, and only really the rich would really want to buy this. Hell if I know why, but he came in, and he's like, I need these type of bullets. He didn't really look like a rich person, but he shoveled me the money towards my way, and I said, alright, I can maybe craft something in the next few days. And so I did, and I got him those bullets for him.
Do you have any extra, possibly?
No, like I said, these are specially ordered. If you want, though, we can craft something, although I I could craft something on maybe the caliber that you need, but it might take a few days and a few bills.
How much you looking for?
For these bullets, I charge $300.
What? This is crazy. How do you expect a man of my stature to afford such tiny American bullets?
I don't know, but someone like that Kraut American seems to be able to afford these well enough.
Do you know where he frequents, so I may talk to him about his uses? Recently acquired them in will circumstances.
No, but I can tell you where all these Kraut Americans like to hang out in. And he goes ahead and he pulls out a map and he shows you in the city of Elizabeth, which he also, you notice, has circled danger. He says, you might want to be careful going around here. You see...
Danger, stranger.
Yeah, the map is a circled area labeled danger. It says, I'd be careful going around there. There's another gang that tends to frequent there. A little different than these Italian folk that are around here. They're known as the Bayerhausen gang.
One more question.
Yeah.
Do you have any bullets that are laced in silver?
Silver is not too common, but I can go ahead and check. And he goes, and leaves for a bit, and he comes back with what appears to be a little box. Well, these aren't entirely silver, but the actual tip has been tipped with a silver. In my opinion, it's kind of a waste of money, if you ask me. But they have a silver little tip on it, while the rest of it is made out of lead.
So how much do you charge for these?
What caliber were you looking for?
I guess I'll probably look for... forget exactly. Elephant gun is 44 or high power. Oh, great. This is going to be a lot.
You're telling me you want especially silver-tipped bullets for a 44 high caliber to use in an elephant gun?
Yes, I am crazy Russian. What do you expect?
Well, tell you what. If you give me about 2 days, and I can maybe get you something. I don't have anything like that. And I don't think I'd be able to... I wouldn't be able to have any like that in stock, especially with these police folk around here, keeping the gun bans.
What caliber does he currently have?
He has all the bullets for revolvers and pistols.
Okay, how much did he say that well, I would recognize maybe like what kind of calibers one of my friends has, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I could buy silver bullets.
Yeah. I'll say you'd be able to buy like a box of bullets for whatever caliber guns they have. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll just buy a box of bullets for a couple of our revolver friends, because I don't use pussy American little tiny revolvers. All I have are big hitting weapons.
And I'll get back to that in a second for your purchasing. Going back to the other party now. You guys are just kind of out there in the pharmacy still. What do you guys do now?
I wanted to head to the gun shop too.
Okay. Were you guys wanting to do that since you got out of the pharmacy, or? I could just say you all then end up.
Guns are always fun to look at.
I'll just say you all make it to the pharmacy then. I should have asked this earlier. Then I could have had you walked in. But yeah, I'll say you guys now arrive to the gun store now as Pulov is making his transaction, or as he's negotiating what to buy. So, anyways, if you're interested and
that's when I'll come around, look and browse a bit.
Sure. You find just basically all sorts of models for different types of revolvers and pistols. Really, nothing fancy, nothing big. Certainly no shotguns in there, and you don't see any fully automatics. There's also a vending machine with Coca-Cola. Wait, no, vending machines don't exist. What am I saying? There's an ice box with Coca-Cola.
Alright, that'd make more sense, I guess.
Yeah. What's the prices on that or anything, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
It's what? I bet it's a lot cheaper than now.
Anyways, the shopkeeper comes back then. He's got a box of 100 of rounds, whatever described caliber, and I'll just say, and he says, these, well, I think all of your guys' caliber is like 9mm or .32 for pistols.
At .38.
.38.
And how much will these cost for them?
Box of 100 of these will cost you $3.
All right. Well, I guess I'll purchase them for them for my friends, but they'll be like, you watch my back from crazy werewolf monsters, and I'll watch your back from crazy mobsters. Okay? Eat some silver bullets.
Oh, these things are shiny.
They're silver tips.
Use them on the crazy thing we saw last night, okay? I'm pretty sure from my folklore research I did, what we're dealing with is a werewolf. But I could be wrong. But, I've seen crazier things in Siberia than some little weird werewolf man monster, okay?
By the way, the box was about 100, so however you want to divide it up between everyone.
So do each one of them, or do each of them have a gun with this caliber?
I don't know.
Nope.
I have 38 short. I don't know what everyone else has.
Well, I could give them I could give them like a 50-50 split to somebody. Well, like, who's got revolvers?
Probably be me.
I have a Luger.
Would Luger work in this caliber?
.38.
Or-
Yeah, that's what I
38.
believe the one that I told him to use because there wasn't any 9mm actually in the listing.
All right. Well, I'll give them
What?
to.
They had 9mm.
Well, no, they did, but the
Not in
actual
this
manual
game.
doesn't have 9mm, and they said just use .38 or 9mm, like use the same pricing for them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll split them 50-50 between Clyde, right? Clyde has the revolver, and Jacob, or is it Tony? It's Tony who has the Luger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys each get 50, or like tipped silver bullets, I guess.
Yeah. So what do you do now?
Oh, and I relayed the information about the guy who purchased those rounds
His name was Hans, by the way.
for him. Odds.
Oh yeah, by the way, that stuff I tasted apparently is chloroform. Whole bottle of chloroform.
That's why you freaking passed out as soon as tasting it. I always thought you were a light drinker, but not that light.
Chloroform.
I drink 3 bottles of chloroform for breakfast. Then I immediately pass out after.
Okay. It is about probably in the afternoon. Lunchtime. What do you guys do?
Oh yeah. Well, normally I would go back to the speak and make some grub, but I don't think that's a good idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should be trying to figure out Hans guy. Figure out what does and why he linked to this crime scene.
He definitely sounds like a bad guy with a name like Hans.
Yeah, come on, Hans.
Definitely evil.
Oh yes, Hans.
Did we know was Hans or that rival gang anything about that?
You just know about from his name that... Oh, you're asking for information about the rival gang or the Martusi?
I'm wondering.
That's
I
connections
didn't.
with
I
the
don't,
gang.
I don't recall what he was. If he was noted by having any connections told about him. I don't remember much about Hans.
Oh. What was relayed back was that he was one of them... The shopkeeper, as he quoted, is one of those Kraut Americans. So you know that term was for a German. And you know that there is a kind of a bad
So
blood
he's probably not
rivalry between the
Martusi.
Martusi Italians and the Bayerhausen gang of German Americans.
Sure.
And
Maybe you
I
could.
want-
Maybe you could ask your friend Aunt.
Look at my watch. I'll try to get in contact with him. He told me he might not be around this time, but I'd like to try to take a look for a phone booth.
there's a little payphone outside the gun store.
Try to see if I can contact Anthony.
Ring.
Ring.
I take my finger and I put it on the dialer and I dial Anthony. And I
Alright, I'll
hold
be
the
right
phone
back.
up to
I
my
need to run.
and I hold the the phone up to my head and I listen for noises.
And you hear rings.
I suppose you would have like a connector back in those. The person would be like, "You want
Yeah.
to talk to him?" Blah, blah,
Yeah, and
blah.
you hear the operator on the phone.
Yeah.
Wait.
Operator, hello?
Yes, this is the phone line operator. How may I help you?
Yes. Yes, I regularly use these things, but out of character, I would like to contact this number, please.
One moment. The line rings. And much to your disappointment, you don't hear anything on the other end.
Well, I can't say I didn't expect that. Hang up.
Alright.
Well, that's still gonna be no good probably till later tonight.
Alright.
Well, it looks like we probably only have one option. And pursue
like to
by
produce.
ourselves, or just try to figure out what exactly he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do we know about that side of
So
town? Besides, like, danger.
Yeah, sure. So what you know is that all of you know that the specific quarter where the German Americans tend to hang around, there's another very fancy speakeasy that's been kind of said there, known as the Jaeger Ballroom. You've heard rumors that only those properly dressed or the rich get in. It also hopes that you might know someone on the inside too. But
great. We do not look fancy at all.
I look like the kind of guy that gets shot walking in the front door.
Hey, Tony, you know any other barkeeps?
There's a couple Italian ones, but they're not. I don't know anything in the German area. I tend to try to keep out of that area myself.
and unfortunately, you don't know any people working at the Jaeger.
Yeah, that stuff. None of that information flows through us.
Oh.
And I think both parties tend to keep it.
Man, suits are expensive.
Yeah.
Be getting in that way.
Well, I don't know, guys. You want to go think about our options?
Sure, let's get lunch while discussing and continue our search for me that we're innocent.
So you end up going around to the city and you find some sort of nice... You find like a nice street side diner that sells burgers. And what does everyone... And I'm guessing everyone orders some sort of lunch meal sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Burger.
sure.
Yeah. What does everyone eat? Still as we wait for Gabe.
Got a massive turkey sandwich on stale bread.
On stale bread.
Like
This is alright. This is not as good as Siberian terrible cooking, but I guess it's alright.
Okay. Clyde.
I'm gonna slice a pizza.
Some pizza.
Toppings
Italian.
you have in this pizza?
Sausage. And
Do you like
spinach.
that sausage?
Oh, he was alluding to another joke with pineapples.
No.
What do you get, Clyde?
Let's get a big, juicy...
Ooh. Fuck, I want a Reuben now. And you know what? I can get one later today. So, damn it. But anyways, as you guys all eat, and I'm going to assume Gabe has a salad. No, he probably has something.
No, no.
Gabe's
gonna be gone for 10 minutes.
Okay,
So,
Yeah.
sure. We can just put a little 10-minute wait real quick then. All right. So, as you guys are then at the diner discussing all your theories, and you can feel free to talk this out of the game too, the waitress brings all the food that you all requested, and you guys eat some food.
Ruben.
Tony,
all right.
as you continue to eat some of your food, you start to feel something kind of burning within your stomach. And you finally kind of upchuck a little bit, and out instead of what you were expecting, which was half-digested food in some saliva, it was glowing purplish liquid, the same stuff from the
That's
bottle.
not good.
And it lands on your plate. Thankfully, the waitress and any other patrons were looking not at your direction. But it's glowing.
You guys seen this?
Wait, what's going?
He like barfed out some purple
sorry,
crap onto his plate.
Okay.
Yeah. Take some napkins and try wiping you before people notice.
Go ahead and yell.
I'm going to. Pulov is kind of gonna be steam and gonna try. He's gonna like get like a little like jar out or something like.
You can use the cup. Yeah.
And try to use like or like is there like and try to transfer it into like a vial or something that we can look and examine.
Yeah. I'm guessing you use a nearby diner cup.
Yeah, sure.
Or do you dump your drink onto the table and you're just like...
No, just use a diner cup and just like try to secretly like save a little bit.
And as you do so, you see like one patron kind of look over and he's like tilting his head. He's like, "What?"
Nothing at all. Acting normal.
Oh, Gabe, you left the Roll20.
Yeah, I think Gabe is having trouble connecting.
Oh, crap.
Well, this Discord is he? Yeah, he's talking right now, but
try
we can't
again.
hear him.
Oh.
I wasn't actually talking.
Hear you.
It's just my...
Heard you there. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, roll 20 anytime now.
Okay. Right. So then, that was your dining experience. Other than that, though, you finished your food, and it's probably...
That should go on. Perfectly fine. Yep, just perfectly fine.
Yep.
No, nothing to worry about.
Has he told us about what he like thought he like basically when those weird people and with syringe into his apartment?
No, I haven't. I haven't talked about the dream at all. No, I would. I'd say, man, that's just like that dream I had.
Oh, so you
There
think
was,
it's a dream? Your character thinks it's a dream.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I like the. Hey, Pulov, you can give me a good slap.
Roll.
Don't roll for that.
Should I roll
No,
for it?
you're not rolling for a slap. You're not a gorilla.
Rolling for a slap.
No,
And then he
I got
punches
a
it all the way across the diner.
well, you slap him.
And that's a good
shit.
slap.
Yes.
Damn, that one hurt too. All right.
Okay.
What the hell, man?
All right. So it's 1:00 right now in the afternoon, and I'm guessing you guys. What do you guys do now?
Well, if we want to meet with Anthony and tell him our theory, shouldn't we like try to go to areas that he frequents? But that also puts us at risk for the Martusi gang, as they might think we are the ones that totally owned all their people. So,
in other words,
I
put
don't
them
know,
on their radar too.
40.
So, I mean, we could go directly. I was thinking about going directly for tracking down Han, but it's up to you guys.
I mean, if you think you got a good way to do this, you'd be my guest.
Yeah, that is a good
But,
point. Maybe we should ask Anthony, but we need to figure.
I just
out a way.
don't wanna walk into an area that I ain't supposed to be in. You know.
Yeah. Well. So maybe how could we figure out a way to meet with Anthony?
Well, we could just wait a bit. I could try to give him another call now that we've waited a bit.
Like an hour or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he said he's gonna be, he's in and out. You might be able to catch him.
All right. Well, you can go try again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Phones.
Yeah, I'll try to call.
All right, you go ahead and you call. And as you give the call, you hear someone pick up, and it's Anthony. Hello?
Hey, Anthony, is that you?
Yeah, it's Anthony. Is this Tony?
Maybe. Who's listening?
Wait, what?
Is it just you,
Yeah,
Anthony?
it's Anthony. It is Anthony. You hear it's Anthony. It is Anthony. You recognize the voice to be Anthony.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, we got a couple leads here. Thing is, we found those guys that got shot up. We got a bullet from them, and seems that it'd be from the name of German gang.
You mean the German Americans, the Bayerhausen gang?
The Bayerhausen, yeah. They apparently we talked to the gun salesman that sold these bullets, and Seems like only got a big honcho guy, Hans. I don't know if you know that name. He's the kind of guy that buys these bullets that shot our suit.
I can't say I know any sort of German American named Hans, but what are you trying to go at with this? Are you trying to see if you can track a German American down?
That's the plan, yeah. The thing is it seems to be, from what I could tell, that seems that the Bayerhausen are the cause of this.
Very likely, too. They do hate our guts. And we hate them, too. Yeah. Wow. What do you... is this what this call is about? You just wanted to talk to me about updating me on what's happening?
Yeah, well, if you don't know any way you can get more information about anything about this Hans or the Bayerhausen or anything, can you?
I'll see what I can do around here, but I might get some suspicious actions on my end. The Martusi might question why their messenger boy is asking around about some German American man. But I'll see what I can do.
So Anthony is I thought he was higher up.
No, he's a messenger man.
Oh, okay. So he's just kind of like, yeah. Okay,
I'm like not quite affiliated with the Mafia, and then he is
affiliated.
Like the runner boy for the Mafia.
Yeah.
Alright, I can do some poking around, though.
Alright, well, if you find anything, we'll probably be back at my friend Clyde's place here in the evening. I'll give you his number. You can call his phone.
Alright, sounds good. I'll do that. Alright.
Okay, thanks, man. Hang up.
Alright. Hang up on the phone. So, what's your plan?
Alright, well, I have to relay what information that I talked over to these guys about. Anthony's gonna try to see what he can scrounge up, but there's not too much information right out there about this Hans guy. I told him that I gave Clyde's number so he could call us when we get back.
Alright. Where do you go from here?
Because we'll wait at Clyde's unless we have something
only
specific.
like 1 o'clock or something.
Or unless you want to go investigating into them.
Well, we can go to the German neighborhood.
Maybe we could go take a little
Or we
peek.
could go back to the warehouse and see,
Try to-
inspect the vats a bit more, look around again. But
I don't
But
want to go back to that warehouse right now.
Yeah, and there could be gang members there as well.
You know what they say about return to the scene of the crime?
Never do it. No. I don't know.
You guys don't?
Just don't.
Just don't.
No, yeah, if we, we try not to make yourself too suspicious, go take a couple around that area.
Yeah, do some reconnaissance.
Are you going to... Where are you reconnoitering? No?
We're gonna do some
We're gonna go walk around towards the fancy
Sounds
German
good.
bar.
Yeah. So, you guys pull up into the truck, and you start to make your way towards the German quarter. Doesn't take you too long, it's about 20 minutes away. You start doing how much of a recon are you doing? Are you doing like a kind of aggressive go in deep, or you just kind of going around some sort of perimeter, taking it safe?
Probably should just like look around the perimeter.
Yeah.
of the
I mean,
place.
yeah, we probably
Drive
just
past
drive
and
across the
take
street or like in a
pictures.
parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah, take pictures. Nice. So as you...
Pull my cell phone and
Love cell
what?
phones.
No.
lots of full color pictures.
Excuse me. You go... Alright, so you go ahead and you start to scan the perimeter a little bit. And as you do so, Tony, your spot hidden, you are kind of looking towards where the speakeasy is rumored to be, and you notice something kind of shining in one of the windows that's overlooking what appears to be, like... Actually, let me rephrase this. You see with the entrance of the speakeasy, and you can kind of see 3 people who are standing out there, and they don't look armed, but they're standing by a doorway kind of attentive, and occasionally you see a guy in a fancy-looking kind of suit enter in after he's patted down and moved in. And from there, Tony, you see with your spot hidden something shiny on a window that's kind of overlooking down there.
There you go. You can see from here?
Yeah.
Can I try to take a more perceptive look anyway, closer?
You can without getting closer. I'll say you'd have to...
Does anyone have binoculars?
I don't either.
What you can do is you can do a spot hidden at a hard check at your distance to try to get a better look at that. Otherwise, you'd have to get closer to do a normal one.
Cut my fingers around in a circle and put them in front of my eyes, and that helps me see a little better.
Alright.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I passed even extreme.
Oh, you did. Nice. So,
Okay,
Okay,
did that just
so
start
as you
up?
look a little
or-
closer... Oh. Yeah, I
Okay.
just started up music.
Yeah.
So as you look a little, give a more thorough examine on that window, you realize that that shiny thing appears to be light glistening off of a rifle gun. And you also see a figure of a man there, too.
Okay.
So
Looks like, oh gosh, it's a gun. They got an armed man looking out.
Is this
over
on
the
like
street.
a roof or is this
in a
like
window on a building.
It's like
upper level?
inside.
And it's overlooked.
Is it upper
above
level?
the speakeasy, or is this across the street?
It's over. It's across the street in a window.
Huh.
Second story window.
Yeah, shit. Looks like he's
Got,
yeah,
they
looks
got
like he
armed.
might be trying to get someone as they come in. Should maybe investigate that.
I mean, if you want to investigate it, you can. I'm not getting out of this car.
I'm not kidding this guy. So what do you do?
Okay, is he like pointed towards the entrance?
He's pointed towards the
or-
entrance, not looking at you guys.
Okay. He could be very paranoid about one particular thing that he saw. Identify if somebody. But we were there before, after all that shooting went down.
Wait.
So maybe he doesn't suspect
One
us at all.
second. Are you? This is the Jaeger speakeasy that you're looking at, right?
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it sounded like why you were talking about the Martusi warehouse.
No.
Okay,
no.
yeah, okay. Anyways, continue.
I'm referring to the fact that we saw bullets and we've tracked these bullets down to this Hans guy who's like a known frequent of like this location. And now there's a guy pointing a gun straight at the entrance, but maybe he doesn't suspect us because we were there after he had already the shooter had already done all the the shooting. So maybe we could actually get away with getting a little bit of clam shooting. I don't know.
Sure.
Thing is, this guy would not work.
Yeah,
As
that's a better
being
way to put it.
similar
He
to the
probably
crime.
wouldn't recognize us.
Well, what are we gonna get closer to the bar for? Because he can't, or some kind
Or
of
without
contact.
talking to them.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, we haven't
What do
tried
you
talking
think
to
they're
him
gonna
yet.
say?
Okay, I
Just
got.
sit there
guys,
in
I
a
got
car
a
just
plan.
staring.
All right, Pulov, you're gonna play Big Dumb Tourist. You're gonna go up there. And you're gonna
Very
ask those
dangerous
places.
neighborhood.
I have a question. Gabe, what are you wearing?
A suit?
Alright.
Well, you volunteering, Jacob?
Hey, Jacob, you look nice enough to get in.
I don't have a badge.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
Badge.
I will
Didn't
just
you see
go
I'm
as
just-
your bodyguard, okay? And I'll be like behind him, protect Jacob, and we'll get this sponsored in.
Oh, but surely they'd listen to the big guy with the fat. No, okay, yeah.
Hey, I'm not fat. I am just
Yeah,
big.
no, no, I'm not gonna go there. All right, so me and him walk up, be like,
Alright.
I need to speak with the person who is in
Is he
charge.
carrying his?
No,
Is he carrying his
Wait.
gun with him?
No.
Is Pulov carrying his gun?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Before we leave, can I ask,
Clyde.
does anyone have a melee weapon?
I
have a
have a
knife.
giant pipe wrench.
Yeah.
Can I stuff this the switchblade in my fat again?
I'll figure. You can conceal it in some way.
If you want to conceal the
Okay.
switchblade, I'm fine giving it to you.
You can conceal it
Shove
within
into my belly,
your jacket.
and I'll only have that.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
dear.
right. So you guys approach the speakeasy then. You and Jacob and Lulov.
Okay.
Okay, so
Did he say anything, or am I gonna have to start it off?
Oh yeah. Well, I said you got I was asking, do you guys approach? But I guess I kind of went quiet. Anyways,
yeah,
They're going right in.
yeah, I went silent mode for a second. So, anyways, you guys approach the speakeasy, and the three bouncers look at you guys, and one of them goes, "What are you here for?" in a thick German accent. Yep, this is German Americans, all right.
I don't know German though. Like, how thick of an accent?
Well, I mean, you can understand it's English,
know if you wanna-
but they have like this,
Okay.
they have a immigrated accent.
I need to speak with your boss,
I could have fast taught her.
and you'll let me
Boss.
pass.
And who the hell are you to need to speak to our boss?
The person your boss wants to speak to. Do you really think I just randomly came here? He's clearly waiting for me. Do you want to be the one?
And they kind of look.
What?
Yeah. Oh, he was gonna say. They kind of all look at each other a little bit, and then they look at you. I'll have you. Let's see. I'll have you roll a fast talk. I'm guessing because you want to try to convince
Yes.
them by deceiving them. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a fast talk normal.
What is fast talk, anyways? Oh,
It's a.
Yeah.
Mine is
yeah.
70.
Okay, this is definitely gonna work.
I don't
It's
know
a
what
5.
that is.
Yeah,
I'm always
47.
please.
Okay.
47, nice.
Oh, you succeeded. Nice. Mm-hmm. All right. And they kind of look at each other and they give brief moments of hesitation. And they go, all right. I'll go out and, all right. Sure, you guys can come in. But who is this other guy here? And he points to the big Russian.
I am his bodyguard. Trust me, have me by his side.
I point at myself and say, do I look like I
protection
can
only.
guard my own body?
And
Guys,
I look incredibly weak,
And
okay?
with that, all the German Americans laugh. They seem to like you a little bit now, Jacob. And they let you inside along with Pulov.
and then I give Jacob a little high five. As
I
we
shake
enter.
a little from the high five.
And as those guys enter in, quickly transitioning back to the car, Tony and Clyde, you look into your rearview mirror, and you notice from kind of a considerable distance away behind you, a particular gray-looking hearse pull up on the other side of the road and the curb. From your distance, you can see what appears to be two men in there, but you can't get any good details from there. And they notice, and normally you would just pass this by as some passerby people, but they don't get out of the vehicle at all. And I'll let you guys think that over as we go back to the
I
speakeasy
just looked up
scene.
1920s hers. They are weird. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
I gotta look at it now. Great.
20s. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yep. That's a car where
Um,
dead people go in.
Yeah.
Totally
So,
not foreshadowing.
We're entering
Yep.
into the speakeasy.
You guys are in the speakeasy, and compared to Big Tony McGoney's speakeasy, this place, you actually hear classical music in the background. And immediately you're right in what you see, a bar that is nicely lit with some glass chandelier lighting above. One of the bouncers who was outside is now with you, while the other two are back at the entrance. And he's kind of leading you towards past the crowd of people that is gathered there who are socializing or dancing. And he leads you towards this back room. where there's another guy that is waiting there. He nods to the other guy, and that bouncer goes away. And this new guy, he is wearing what appears to be kind of a dirty-looking suit, like it's been stained with dirt, and he's still wearing a hat. It looks like he's been slightly overworked. And he goes, "And you two are?"
Okay, well, does Jacob has a fake name? Does he?
No.
Did he choose a fake name?
My name is...
Just do a fake name, man.
Okay, out of character? Why would I do a fake name?
Yeah.
No, whatever.
Okay.
You can do it.
Yes, alright.
Do what you want to do.
I'm Jacob, and this is my bodyguard. I'm looking for the boss because I need to speak regarding certain accounts. We should probably get more privacy. We didn't actually enter the room, did we?
Like, you're not in the room. You're like in some back hallway stairwell area. You're not in anything fancy. But
I wasn't
you
sure
guys,
if we were
what you
still
can
inside,
hear.
like, audible from the main area.
Oh, you're out of the main area. You're in like a kind of a hallway. And he goes, the boss. Yes. I'm his, what you can call his assistant. I help process whatever information you guys hope to bring to him, and I also, work with him in other sort of matters. If you'd like to come this way, and he starts to lead you up to the stairwells, we can go see him right away.
I follow.
And he follows. And as he's walking, he asks, "So what matter of business do you have with our boss?"
I need to speak to you regarding the accounts of one Hans.
Hans. Interesting. And he goes, "I have not actually," and he says, "We've actually not seen Hans in the past 2 days. That's, I'm a little curious to why you need to know, or what work do you need to do with Hans's account?"
How convenient.
And he's still walking, though, as
I
we're
haven't
going.
heard of him, I haven't heard from him for a while either, and I should have. Kind of imply like he owes me.
Oh, I see. So you're here to collect a
Yes.
debt.
I was wondering where I can find him because he isn't showing up with what I need.
And as you go into the room, and eventually you make it up to the stairs, and he leads you to what appears to be another room of some sort, a room of looking like a fancier office. To the side of the room, there's 2 gangsters wielding Tommy guns on either side of the door and kind of some distance away in the corner, eyeing you as you all walk in. And in the center of the room looks like to be some sort of boss desk, is what you can imagine, where a boss would sit. And, you know what I mean, right?
Thank you, Gunhead. A big boss.
Sits at his boss desk.
It's the
So
the
the question
20-foot
is there like a
You notice
chair,
the boss-
like a bossy chair?
Yeah,
it's like a
big bossy
20-foot desk,
chair.
and there's a single chair at the other end of it.
The big bossy chair. And so, but the one thing you notice though is that this designated spot to where someone would sit at is empty. And then your assistant friend walks to the desk and sits down. Thy name is Klaus, by the way.
I see
So
what
he's
you
the
did.
boss.
There it goes. Right, Hans. So, here's the issue with Hans. I can help you find him for your thing, but I need you to do something for me in return.
What do you need?
What?
And with that, he kind of he takes off his hat and he wipes his forehead with what appears to have been sweat that was accumulating under there, and he goes, "I have a close friend of mine, goes by the name of John Statham.
Okay.
I want you to check on him, because he won't talk to me. And if you can't, at least try to find information on what might be getting at him." And he kind of says that last part with a bit of a pause. And he looks to you as if you have any question, looking to see if you guys have any questions.
Can we get more information on John, like his location? Or is he missing
And he goes,
like my money?
Yeah. So he goes, "Well, yes, I have his location. He is currently residing at a kind of a a kind of rundown looking farmhouse that is outside of Elizabeth. And he kind of starts to hesitate a little bit on his words. You know, if you've been with a friend for a long time and you can tell when something's haunting them, like they took some hard stones, and from 1920 speak, hard stones means drugs. Look, I tried to talk to him myself, and he doesn't want to even speak to me. And he's currently residing at this farmhouse, as far as I know. And it's about probably an hour away from there. If you go ahead and you check on him and find any information for me, and bring some sort of evidence to, photo evidence, or even himself here, then I can help you find Hans. And he goes, we have a deal?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So we transition back to the outside parking lot.
Oh! First, before we leave, I'm gonna go to the barkeep and ask for a vodka and see if they have any.
I'm tempted to make this a recurrent thing. They won't have vodka, but they have vodka.
Yes, I would like some vodka, barkeeper.
Would you like it in a shot glass shooter, or what? Mixed.
Let's do shot glass.
And with that, he gives you a shot glass of vodka, and he goes, "Here you go."
So just quickly just down it and then slam it down with like way too much force, and then just leave and then just be like, "That's some good stuff. Thank you," and then slap down a little some money for him.
All right. So back outside too, as the business is going on, it's probably been about 5 minutes, and that hearse has yet to move, and no one has yet to move out of the vehicle.
Oh, and I tell Tony,
"You're not there yet,
Tony." Oh, we're not there.
Oh, you're still looking. You're still like, this is happening as you're doing this. Hey Clyde, you seeing that back there? That hearse?
Yeah, I don't like the feeling of this. Too many weird things happening.
You know what I'm saying?
The gunman, now his hearse.
I don't like this street. I better get out of here fast. Let's make sure that we're not tailed out of here, okay?
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on it through the rearview mirror. I don't want to look. I don't want to just like have my head turned and staring at them.
Mm-hmm.
Stare them down.
And then at this time, the party from the inside is starting to make their way back, and they make their way back, go across the parking lot, and make it to the vehicle. And through that entire time, Tony, as you're staring through that rearview mirror, you notice that there hasn't been any movement in the other vehicle at all. Not even like moving around to maybe unstiffen some cramped muscles. But there's definitely some people in there.
Maybe he doesn't have muscles to cramp. This vehicle drove up, right? I'm not glitching and I was always there.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I thought.
Drove up after you guys went in. He was gonna be like, "Hey, don't be alarmed, but that hearse has been sitting there like since you walked in. Nothing's moving, like nothing. Like,
why are you so scared of nothing happening? I mean, I thought that was
statues. A good thing. I don't think you understand. It's been they're not even breathing in there.
Well, Tony, what I gotta say is I got a nice shot glass of vodka in there. And I think this is a pretty good organization. So, Tony, you're gonna have to step up your game, alright?
All right, well, don't mention that around Anthony, or gonna be some problems.
Well, whatever. Anthony is pussy.
All right.
I think let's get the hell out of here.
All right.
Oh, and we tell him about the farm.
And that's where I'm assuming you guys want to go to next.
Yep.
All right. As you guys continue,
What time is it?
It's probably around. What? Oh yeah, it's time right now. Is let's see, it was probably around. It was 1 o'clock when you guys finished your meal, and then you arrived here, which was 20 minutes. It's probably like around almost 3 o'clock.
Okay, yeah.
Sounds reasonable. And it's an hour long drive for that farmhouse.
All right.
So that's the plan, to go to the farmhouse?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
And as you guys... sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
And as you guys go, much to your dismay, you notice that hearse still trailing you.
Clyde's driving, right?
Yep.
Is there a way I
I
could
told you, Clyde.
burn a way to use them?
Yeah,
Alright.
absolutely. What you could do is, well, you have a few options. Like, what are you looking to do for maneuver? Are you looking to try to just
Shoot out their tires.
Kulov gets out his elephant gun in the back of the truck and
Fire
starts
all my silver bullets.
Tell me what you want to do. Like, do you want to try to handle this by speeding up? Do you want to try to hide the vehicle? Do you want to
Yeah, I kind of
go aggressive?
I kind of want it to like go around a corner and then speed up really fast before they see that I've sped up, and then try just like taking as many advanced turns and corners as possible of them.
Sure.
Like,
You go...
yeah.
Sir, so what happens is you come up to a corner and, like... So what do you want to do? You want to get around this corner and then speed up as
like
quick as you
around
can?
a building or something, so that I can get a little bit of distance before they like see that I've sped up.
Yeah. So you go ahead and you make it around the corner, and I'm going to have you do a drive auto.
What is your skill in that? Is my question.
Wait, really?
He has
Nice,
He's a
dude. We got a
mechanic.
badass driver.
the car mechanic.
Alright, no hundreds then. Ugh.
Don't worry about the handout yet.
Okay.
That's just preparing for everything.
42. Nice.
42. So yeah, you go ahead and you are able to you're able to make it around the corner, and then you start to accelerate. Within your acceleration, within your acceleration, however, it is much to your dismay that you start to see suddenly on one intersection another car coming up in front of you. It's starting to kind of pull through as you were accelerating. So it's basically a hazard, and you're almost ready to collide with them.
Yeah.
What you can do, however, is
Yeah, go on.
you have a few options. You can start to slow down a little bit, or you can make another drive auto to try to go around them.
Yeah. Can I like duck into like an alleyway or something around the corner? Like, or no?
Well, first you got to deal with the car that's pulled out right in front of
sure.
you. Like,
Like
you're either
right in front of me.
you're accelerating, you're either gonna hit it, or you either slow down quickly and try to not hit it.
I'll do another drive auto, I guess. It's pretty
Okay.
high. Okay, that's that's
All right.
very good.
No, 89.
I need you to roll a D3 die real quick, and I'll explain how this is all working in a second.
Ha.
Okay.
All the high rolls.
So what ends up happening is you glance this car, and you glance the car a little bit, and you obviously hit it on the truck. In fact, you actually lost your like driver window on the side, like the driver's side mirror. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But you're able to still keep your acceleration a little bit with that. And so I'll have you subtract 2 off of that 3, so you have 1. And what that is going to encompass is what's one mechanic in this game called chases. And so as you do that, though, you lose a little bit of speed from that hitting with the car. Not as much as if you were to slow down, but you still lose some. And that hearse behind you pulls around the corner, and suddenly that begins to speed up. So now what we get to do is a mechanic in this game called chases. So because you already rolled, I'll say because you rolled that first drive auto, which was actually no, I'll have you roll a drive auto, and I'm going to roll a drive auto for the hearse.
Alright.
Okay. You clearly win that one.
22 versus a
So,
67.
fleeing person. So I got to read some stuff on the side too. So 1 second, I'll go quick. Was that an extreme check, by the way? Like, did you succeed extreme wise, or is that just normal?
Is extreme like the smallest?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like-
the smallest number is 6.
Okay.
Hard is
So
40.
it's just a
Yeah.
yeah. I just need to know if it was extreme. So
Sure.
right. So what happens is, go to the right. So I'm going to pull up the chase rules real quick.
Also,
So you-
gave you swords or whatever?
No, I disabled that because I knew we were gonna
Recording?
overflow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Sure.
All right. So what did I put down for these guys? Okay.
We did start at
Yeah.
like 2:30, so we
So,
still have 20
okay.
minutes.
Both sides succeed on their drive auto. Blake, you have a pickup truck stat line that I gave. I need you to tell me the move score of that. It's on the handouts.
Oh, here we are. So the movement,
Yeah, what's the move of it?
14.
Okay. Right. Okay, both are the same. Alright. So here's what happens now. So what ends up happening is because you are ahead, you get to have 2 movement actions. And then the pursuer has a 1 movement action. Alright?
Okay.
And you guys we're going to go ahead and try and actually draw this out on another page. So I'm going to go to here. And can you see that all right? It's just a grid.
Yeah, there's some green stuff, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's towards the top. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to draw some of these. And I'm going to make your token. I'm going to draw a red token right here. And I'm going to draw a yellow token right here. You are the red square. Your pursuers are the yellow square. Alright, and so what you can do in terms of a chase is that you get to spend your movement actions to navigate through hazards or move forward. So right now I'm going to go ahead and do the pursuer's turn, and they only get 1 so far.
Okay.
And so they're going to go basically right, move 1 here, and I'm going to, oh yeah, and I'm also going to draw this line right here. This is going to represent the car that pulled out in front, and now it's just kind of sitting there. So now it's going to go back to you now. So now you have 2 movement actions to go ahead, and you get to basically start drawing your vehicle going a little forward a little bit. Like, you get to spend movement actions to move your vehicle 1 square.
Okay. So, yeah, use both to move. That's how it works. Is there anything
Yeah.
else I can
Yep.
do?
Exactly. Yeah. Nope. That's basically all it.
Alright.
And now everyone in the vehicle too can also act on their own turn. They can shoot or help the driver navigate through hazards, which you.
That's what I would like
Yeah.
to do.
So you go ahead, and I'm going to give you control of this token. Hopefully. I can't seem to do that, so I'm just going to go ahead and move you forward 2 spaces right here. And so, Tony, you're going to choose to navigate hazards.
Yep.
And,
Is that a roll?
no,
Or...
I was just confirming what you wanted to do.
Yes, that's
okay.
what I'd like to do.
What about Pulav and Jacob? You guys can choose to shoot at the other
I don't
car.
have a gun.
Is there anything because
I can wave my knife threateningly.
I'm sitting in the back?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get to you, kids.
All right. So what are you going to do?
Is there anything sitting in Clyde's pickup
God.
truck in the back?
Hey!
that I could throw out?
It's a perfectly good bed kit right here.
What does Clyde have in the back of his pickup truck?
I don't know. What does Clyde have in the back of his pickup truck?
I
Yeah.
don't want to tell him, but I have,
bodies.
like, a bunch of...
Like any like big crates or something? Just any
I
crates?
have a toolbox.
You know what? Instead of dealing with that, I think Pulav has had enough with these guys chasing him. And he's going to pull out his elephant gun, which is sitting in the back of the truck waiting for him. So he's going to pull up his elephant gun and try shooting the engine out.
The engine. All right. So what you do is you need to make this firearms roll with a penalty of 10. And so I'll have you roll your firearms skill with that.
All right, so 40... Wait, no, it'd be plus 10. So it'd be 69. And is it a normal?
It'd be normal.
Okay, so I have a 90, so I pass. 69 passes.
So 69 passes. Okay. Yep, so you go ahead and you pass, and I'll need you to roll your damage.
I'll think on the D6 plus 4. Roll 3 plus 4. And 13.
Okay, 13 damage. Alright. So you go ahead and you shoot at the other car. So you're just shooting at the car itself?
Yeah, I'm just trying to shoot out the engine, not like at people.
So I'm just going to write this down. So last one build. Okay. Alright, so you shoot at the engine. It's still going, but you definitely did some you actually did some damage onto the thing. Like, you can visibly see it. It's not smoking or anything special, but, repeated attempts at that will do that. And that shot goes pretty wild, and you look around, too, and like, as you're driving through, people notice the gunshot. Yeah, it was loud. Yeah. So, anyways, what ends up happening now is... the car ahead goes. They come up to the hazard that you originally ran into, Blake, and they have to spend a movement in order to navigate it successfully. So they're there as they move through, and a guy from one of the back of the hearse leans out of the window, and you notice he's using a crossbow.
Okay.
A freaking crossbow.
Yeah. He's gonna roll with
Keep on the wheel, drive. Eyes on the road.
Oh,
succeeds.
Oh no.
And so
26.
that's gonna go ahead. First up, that's going to and that goes and hits hits right on Clyde's pickup truck. Does 5 damage to the truck.
Hey, watch the paint!
What the? What kind of crossbow does that much to a metal car? Is it like anything special?
Yeah,
about
you
it?
notice that it's glowing.
Just
A bluish tint to it.
Just like Matonic's puke.
It's like a bluish tint to it, but yeah, some of the weird stuff you've seen. That happens. And then it also does... So what that dice roll was that you lost 3 movement points for your next turn. So since you already had 2, you guys are slowed down a little bit. And so on your guys' next thing, you're going to be not able to move to another square until that next round is basically over.
Wait, so
but you can still
shooting
fire
at them didn't do that?
Hmm?
Because we shot at their car, didn't we?
Oh, right. Yeah. Wyatt, I need you to roll 1d3. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Where are D3, D4?
No, use the
/R.
chat.
Yeah, /R, D3.
Unrecognized command. R.
/R space
Yeah,
D3.
yeah
Okay.
there you go.
All right.
Got
And
it.
actually, that would have probably stopped these guys from actually crossing through here, so they're going to go back over here.
Alright.
All right. So then that happens. It is back to your guys' turn now.
Okay, so what happened?
You guys-
Like,
So you guys are like you got hit at the crossbow, and it costed you 3 movement points, and you start off with 2.
so I
that
can't move.
extra 1 is going to carry over to the next round. So the next round you'll just have 1. So you guys are kind of stalled a little bit, trying to recontrol the car.
Like, did the crossbow have some like weird like EMP almost effect on like the vehicle?
No,
then?
it just probably hit
just
through
slowed
the
it.
it like hit the paint.
Not the
and-
paint.
Okay.
Just make Clyde angry
Mhm.
and you pull down a bit
Yeah.
to check out the car.
Yeah,
Momentarily
so-
distracted.
yeah. But rest of you guys can still shoot, and the driver can shoot too as well.
Okay,
Alright,
well, that's the
pull
next
off.
turn. I would like to go for the tires.
Right. So you have to shoot at tires at an expert because they're smaller.
I guess I'll just go for the general car.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be hoping.
How much
Alright.
is your question?
And how many shots do you fire?
There's 3.
Okay. So It needs to be, yeah. So you need to, so because you guys are moving, you need to also make it a roll at a penalty. And because you're shooting, well, yeah. So your first roll will just have the 10 penalty. The next one's going to actually have a 20 penalty to account for the movement and the extra shot. And the third one's going to be at 30 penalty because of the consecutive shots if you're firing all 3 shots from your Luger. That makes sense?
So it goes 10, 20, 30?
Yeah.
For plus?
From plus, yeah.
Yeah, plus 10, 20, 30, so...
Okay,
that seems a little...
That's a damn shame, because those are really low rolls.
Okay, yeah, like how did it... Well, there's something weird about that calculation off.
Alright, first shot. I'm just not going to...
What's your... Is there a 20? Your firearm skill at 20?
Oh, yeah. Nothing's going to hit after this because it's a plus 20. So.
Hits a random bystander with that
No.
96.
So you go ahead and you...
That's a gun malfunction.
And then 111.
So did any of those shots hit?
No, because he has a 20 score.
No,
so anything
no.
after the first shot is guaranteed to miss anyways.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So Pulov, seeing that Tony just whiffed 3 shots horribly, just chuckles and will load up his elephant gun for a second shot and will aim at the target.
Okay.
Alright. 73. And my firearm skill is 90, so that passes.
Okay, so you shoot. All right.
It's shooting at the vehicle specifically.
Give me a 1d3 and give me your damage.
Damage would be 4. Is it 3d?
7.5.
6. I'm pretty sure. I always forget this. 3d6 plus 4. That's right. All right. Damage is 16 damage and 2 for the d3.
2 for the d3. All right. So you causing the stall as well again. Yeah. All right. So that happens. Yeah, your shot again hits them, and it kind of does the same effect as before, but it's definitely helping because the car driver is trying to like wheel his way to avoid the shots. And so back on their turn, they're still at that hazard a little bit, navigating around through it. And then another guy from another mirror has a Tommy gun, and he begins to fire a volley towards your vehicle.
God.
Pulov, Jacob's in the back seat, the little accountant, so Pulov
Shield
will
him.
like basically, yeah, well, not shield him, but like throw him down into like the truck.
Yeah, sure. We'll just say
head
he's
down.
we'll say he's protected with that. We'll say you used your like, action beat in the back. Yeah. But one thing
I like my little accountant.
and
man.
one thing in particular you notice is this guy is actually aiming at Pulov instead of the vehicle. So he won't do the 1d3 like roll stuff. He'll just shoot at you.
Just aim at me.
I have a question.
And he's-
Is there car insurance in the 20s?
We'll get to that detail later.
God.
I don't think that's the time for this.
So
No, he's
let's see.
shooting
It's
at
gonna
you, but...
it's going to be a first volley, and they fire in volleys of 3. So he's going to... That one hits, and a Tommy gun does... I should have prepared this chase a little better. My apologies. There we go. There we go. Goes ahead and it deals...
Ouch.
8 damage? Dang.
Yeah.
My current HP, my total
14,
HP is
yeah.
14. So I don't know
here's the
if
thing
I'm
too,
or
because you have the vehicle, and your car or what should I say?
Armor.
Clyde's armor. Clyde's vehicle gives you armor, so
That's 2 armor.
yep. So you take only 6 damage, Pulov,
not. Okay. So I'm at 8
Yeah.
health.
and then he fires another volley because it's a Tommy gun. And that one misses.
So I'm like, where did Pulov get shot?
Probably as you were pushing, probably around the kind of chest area, but it wasn't anything too super, like too deep, I would say.
He got stuck in the van.
Oh God! All right. And then we'll go on to Blake's turn. Blake, it's your turn to drive the vehicle.
Yeah.
Now, what you can do as one of your actions is, instead of just moving one square per thing, you can choose to accelerate a little more. And so what happens with that is I said in the handout, or was it said in the handout, you can choose to move between either 2 or 3 locations with one movement action, and you have one, but any hazards encounter have 1 penalty applied to the skill rolls, or you can move to 4 or 5 locations with 1 movement action, but any hazards encountered have 2 penalties. And does that make sense so far?
Yeah, how much is a penalty?
-10.
Okay.
Or 10. And up ahead, you do see what appears to be an intersection with the stoplight not for you, so it is a hazard.
Alright. I have 2 movement actions on, so I could get to the hazard and pass through it then.
You have 1 right now because they shot you. Yeah, because remember the 3 from earlier? You took away 2, but that last one carries over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And because Tony wants to help you navigate, he can roll his navigation skill, and if he succeeds, he removes one of those penalties.
Okay, but I have to actually go through the thing first before he rolls to see if he actually gets the thing.
Well, because you guys see it right away, you can. Oh yeah. So
yeah, I'm not sure.
Tony can.
Roll.
You have to go through it, and then Tony would have to roll it.
Okay.
To see if it would help. So.
All right. Yeah, I want to get away from these guys, so I'll try to move 2 locations.
Okay.
To the intersection.
All right. So we'll put you right here then at this intersection. Well, we'll put you right here. I'll have you roll a drive auto then at a penalty.
Well, doesn't he have to roll first to remove the penalty?
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, that's right. Alec, roll the navigation.
That is a fail.
All right.
Now roll the drive auto then with the penalty.
Oh, well, that's a +10, so 35. Which still
35.
passes.
You still pass.
Yeah.
So you're able to get through it to the other side pretty well.
I have some cars back there. I was looking out for him, though.
All right. So at this point, you're pretty well distance away from them, given the kind of the narrow street. And as you go through the intersection, you're able to turn. At this point, you have a few options for trying to kind of ending the chase, Blake. You can either keep accelerating further, possibly risking more intersections, or you can try to hide using your stealth skill.
I don't think it's very high.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just check that real. Yeah, I think I'd rather just try getting away. Do I still have one more? Because it says 2 or 3 locations, so can I move one more and have penalty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go. Yeah,
okay.
I'll move you 3 locations there. Yeah, you're definitely far away to.
Yeah, I guess that's my action. Yeah. The one.
Well, I mean, you can end it by making another roll.
Oh, yeah.
If you want. So make another. Do you want to just try to speed away doing a drive auto?
Oh, that passes, I guess, but it's close.
But is it +10?
It's not an obstacle.
No.
Or it's not a hazard.
He went through the hazard already.
Yeah.
All right. So because you succeed, barely,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give it to you, and you're able to just you're able to drive away and get away from the trailing hearse. And eventually you go to the farmhouse. So let me go ahead and pull up the next music and get rid of this. Oh. Okay. Let me fix that real quick. I'll explain why I didn't see that.
I'm a peasant in our snack server. Lowly captain.
Alright. So you guys start to drive from that little incident that happened. And you make it eventually to the farmhouse address. It should transition everything, all right.
So, I'm sorry I got the blood in the back of your truck, but kind of bleeding a little bit here. And somebody give
You
me
got the med kit.
first aid.
It's back there, but I'm inspecting my card.
Yeah.
Make sure that
So as you're driving to, by the way, just a little description. You see what appears to be a white, slowly decaying 2-story house up ahead, which is the address that was given from Klaus. Although it's in the middle of the day, or almost getting towards the evening, the clouds are kind of keeping everything gray and overcast, preventing the sunlight from shining properly down. Thick hedge bushes dot around the walls of the house, and choking ivy seems to perfectly make its way towards the windows in the second story. The windows are closed with blinds, and the front door looks unwelcoming.
Is this the dump?
This is a dump.
Any recent tracks around the house?
The only thing you see is the grass pathway that's a little trampled pathway that goes to the front door and back.
So, and I would still like to heal
Yeah.
myself.
Before you bloody the tracks.
Yeah. So I guess I'll use. Can I use your first aid, Clyde? I know you just bought it. I'm sorry.
Oh, whatever. Here you go. It's in the glove box.
Right.
Okay, so I grab that
Use it.
and use it.
Use your first aid and
roll?
add a bonus of 10.
Okay, first aid.
If you,
That's probably the
People.
first.
it should be
aid.
30 by default.
I have
Yeah.
30%. Okay, yeah. Use alphabet correctly.
Oh,
And no disadvantage.
nope, just a bonus. 78 or 81.
It's,
It'd be 61.
well, it'd be
Oh, it's 61, excuse me.
And it's not a pass because.
So, so what happens is, although you're able to successfully get the first aid job and you heal 1 HP, you use too much of the contents in what you would have liked of, and now there isn't that many usable supplies left in the first aid kit, if rendering effectively just being a metal case with aspirin.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's all gone. It went very, very poorly.
That's a $15 metal case right there.
Yes.
Yes, well, I keep in mind I was the one doing the shooting. Alright.
It's like covered in like.
Yeah,
I wasn't the one missing all 3 of my shots on an easy, simple target.
Listen, I'm not in this kind of business.
Well, maybe you need to learn how to take care of yourself,
You
Tony.
even used up all the band-aids.
Especially.
All right. What do you guys do?
I want to.
All right. Well, so I've stopped
Yeah.
bleeding like on the ground. It's just I didn't do it
Yeah,
very
you
well.
healed 1 HP, but
Yeah, like 7
yeah.
HP or something now, right?
So, I guess I'll try going around the farmhouse, see anything lurking about.
yeah.
Kind of check it out, see if this immediately pulls my
Yeah.
attention.
So, also to answer your question, Clyde, you were able to escape really the cultists almost not too really unscathed. In fact, the most damaged thing is probably Pulov more than their vehicle.
See, you
Just had
should
the whole
have
broken window.
passion, mercy on your poor old friend Pulov.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Know,
like,
though,
push him
that-
aside and try pulling out the arrow with the gloves.
Yeah. And you look at the arrow now, which at first was glowing, but it's just turned to be looking like a normal crossbow bolt. Although you do notice that it has some strange runes on it, insignias, things that don't look recognizable at all.
I'll throw it next to the toolbox for now.
So, Tony, oh yeah, what are you doing, Jacob?
Currently following up. Specifically, I'm following Tony.
Don't trust Pulov.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey now,
Right.
Pulov's not a bad person, but he's a big person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to spot hidden for
Yeah. Yeah.
anything.
I'm getting there. So, as you walk around, then Tony, you see something shiny catching your eye, buried in what seems to be a bush.
Okay.
You can roll your spot hidden to uncover it right away, or basically, or if you...
Yeah, how to do that. That's
Yep.
pass.
You're able to get it easily, and it looks like to be a key.
Yeah, I think I found the key for the place, guys. You know, you hide under the front door mat sometimes? Well, looks like these guys throw it in the bush.
Yes, the second most common hiding spot.
Pulov, as you're making your way towards the back, you've noticed what appears to be a fuse box.
Oh, great. This looks like a Clyde kind of thing. So, Clyde! Clyde! Over here, fuse box!
As you shout, your voice kind of echoes throughout the surrounding kind of countryside with trees.
You see like a bunch of crows.
Yep,
like,
and crows take off too. And these crows looked like they were eating parsnips. You're welcome, Stardew Valley people.
Got sharing crows.
Okay, and as Pulov is making his perimeter around the farmhouse, is this like pretty like this is like a pretty open area? Like there can be wildlife, right?
It's actually kind of forested more. You see a little patch of area which looks like it was. I mean, it's not too. It looked like a substance kind of farm type plot of land. Nothing big commercialized. But
Pulov is gonna keep his eye out for anything substantial that he can shoot. Hungry and wants to eat meat.
You have a chance at shooting at those crows.
Both of my guns would completely eviscerate those crows, and there'd be nothing left.
All right.
So yeah, I'm looking for like a deer or something like that. That size.
You can all sit around. You can stand on guard and look for stuff like that. All right. Clyde, what are you doing now?
I guess I go to the fuse box or whatever. There's like something wrong with it. What he was yelling about.
Yeah, I didn't even check to see if it was broken. Just yelled, "Fuse box!"
What it appears to be when you look inside the fuse box is that there are. It looks perfectly normal. It just looks like there are. All the fuses are actually put into there. Nothing seems wrong. Like it was actually somewhat maintained pretty okay. The fuses do look like they're removable though, but you probably want protection before you try to remove them by hand.
I mean, I have electrician's gloves on from
perfect.
To pull out the thing. So it's like, I don't see any point of pulling them out now for any reason. It's like, oh, what the hell do you want me to do here?
Right. So anyways,
I don't really
what happens next?
Close the box.
Yeah.
Walk over towards
What happens next? Okay. What do you guys do now?
Well, I got this key here. I think it goes to the front door, guys. You guys, who wants to go on in?
Pulov hasn't seen any kind of wildlife or big kind of creatures.
Nothing around, unfortunately.
Wait, so there's a key? Who
Tony.
got the key?
I found a key in a bush.
Where did you find it
found
from?
it in a bush.
Just in a bush.
The bush investigator.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Tony. It's fantastic.
I got special eyes.
I guess I'll try. Pulov will try.
Behind them.
Yes, that's right. Tony, cower behind me.
So you put the key into the door then?
Yeah. Try open
You
it.
put the key in the door. Click. The door is unlocked.
Wow. Amazing.
Modern technology.
Right.
Let's go
All
inside.
right. Who's
Yeah,
going
let's
in
go
first?
How about the big
will,
guy?
No one else does.
I guess.
I'm
Clyde's
definitely going in
in
last.
first.
And I'm gonna go in second.
Right. So Clyde,
Right behind you, Clyde.
as you enter into the door first, am I right saying you're going in first?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Thank you for volunteering.
First, we're going to do a little quick experiment with this fog of war stuff that I have. Tell me what you see.
I see a house.
I see stairs in our front door.
Perfect. So you go ahead and you enter into the house.
Oh, yeah, but
I took some words of advice from last session. And you first thing you immediately notice is the smell of musk, dust, and iron in the air. The house seems to be furnished with some furniture and pictures all around, but they look pretty old. There is a light switch next to you. There is a staircase to the upper floor on your right. A long hallway in front of you, and left of you leads to what appears to be the hallway in front of you leads to what appears to be a small dining room, and the left seems to lead into some sort of living room. By the way, that red line right there you see is to indicate a window.
Okay.
The final thing you notice is, there's two things you also notice. You first notice the floor in front of you. There is a welcome mat that is slightly raised that is on the inside of the house.
I noticed that.
Yeah, you noticed that since you're the first person.
Alright, well, like I say, I moved the mat out of the way, or I turned the lights on first.
Mm-hmm. Much to your dismay, the lights only give off a little bit of light in the house, and they appear to be very severely dimmed.
Oh, yeah, then
So it's probably better to use your electrical torch if you want more substantial lighting.
Yeah, I do turn that on.
Yeah.
Not mine.
And you moved the welcome mat, you said?
Yeah, I just want to see if there's anything under it.
You see the floor raised the floor actually raised in like a little bit of a hump as you move the welcome mat out of the way.
Is it like a wood floor?
Yeah,
Okay,
wood.
so the boards are just kind of like raised off at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would, I mean, if it was water damage, like sink in, then we'll raise up. Like,
Alright, Pudlov is heading to the dining room. He's hungry.
So do you just push people out of the way and do that?
Yes.
I see food.
Alright.
Get out of my way.
So as you go,
I am looking for meat.
so as you move into the door,
Preferably.
your foot steps on that raised platform, and much to your dismay, it sinks down a bit, and you hear a click. Pulav,
What a surprise.
What do you
no. I'm going to dive.
you're gonna dive.
For trying to because I think it's like rigged or trapped. So I'm gonna try.
What
diving
direction do you
down.
dive? Like, do you just dive?
I will dive further into the house.
Okay, give me a dexterity roll.
Oh no!
Actually, give me a hard one. That's a hard one.
It's
Okay.
not gonna go well.
So plus, do I have to plus
No,
stuff or?
Oh,
that's 100.
so
It doesn't matter. 100. Good old 100.
so suddenly, as you try to move to dive, you hear a swinging of chains and suddenly what appears to be a mace that hits your head due to your rather big size. Because it hits you in the head, it deals 1d6 damage.
Okay.
And you realize this mace was hung up on the ceiling in like this really dark crevice. And it just... Yeah, it's like if you know in Skyrim, like there's those maces that are just hanging until you
Yeah,
trigger
yeah.
them.
My head in the door
Yeah.
and say, who even has a mace nowadays?
Yeah.
Gonna put that out there.
So,
Okay.
Let me
so
roll.
should I roll
I'll
for
do
the
it.
damage or what?
because I'm an evil GM.
Uh,
Or a nice one.
Okay. Nice.
So you
Nice
lost
roll.
your first
Roll me
aid.
That was wearing his metal
I
helmet.
lost that first aid right away. Sorry, Clyde. I'm probably gonna need that first aid again. He's just kind
That's
of
all we
dizzy.
have left.
It just sits down for a little
Yeah.
bit, but still wants to go to the dining room. But now it's like super suspicious about everywhere he steps.
After seeing the
now.
form of that room,
Alright,
first aid was worth it.
All right, I don't think our big friend here is maybe the best to go into storming every trap.
Yes, I agree. And she's like clearly super like out of it now. His head just like super
Yeah.
swollen.
All right, I'm gonna take a lead, and I'm gonna try to get towards the kitchen. I want to be cautious, so I
Yeah.
want to check for anything I would think
Yeah,
would be a
yeah,
trap.
and with your perception that you definitely are much more confident in, you don't seem to see anything along as you go through into the hallway. And you end up making it to the dining room then, first off, which then you can see
Okay.
the kitchen also towards this direction too. And it appears to be another doorway that goes to the living room. I don't know if you can see these black outline
Yeah, I
borders.
see.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
All right, big guy. Looks like you can get into the kitchen here. Come on, let's go.
So, okay. And then Pulov's gonna. Is there like a refrigerator or
icebox,
anything around?
yeah.
Or yeah. We're going to look for any kind of food.
All right, so let me go ahead and read your little thing. So you get into the kitchen. It looks pretty basic with its stove, sink, icebox, counters. You notice that there's wax fruit that's decorating the counters in a fake fruit basket. There's also a knife block that's filled with a lot of knives, save for the chef knife that is lying next to it. And then you finally make your way to the icebox, and you wanted to check in there?
I guess.
You open it, and out comes a skeleton.
Oh. No, I don't like a skeleton.
A lion skeleton crawls out.
It falls onto the ground, onto the floor, just kind of not connected at all. It bones.
I am having a very, very, very bad day.
Yeah, I'll let you, yeah.
Is there any food with a skeleton?
Nope. It was storing of bones.
Disappointed. Can I
Um,
roll like a biology check to see if it's male or
yeah, I'll
female?
let you go ahead and do that real quick. I'll transition back to the other people who are at the front door still. So that would be... There's Tony went to the kitchen with Bulov,
So it's-
Jacob, and Clyde. You're still at the door.
Did they like make any noise saying the skeleton was there? Or?
So turning on the lights, having the mace fall, and the skeleton come
Like
out.
no, I got the whole
icebox.
Mace Falls and
Kulov shouting outside.
yeah, but did they actually say anything about the skeleton?
Oh,
No,
Are you still waiting outside?
oh, they haven't.
Well,
Oh, I see. You don't know about the skeleton
Okay.
yet, then, Jacob.
Well, we should probably check out the rest of the house. But probably be a good idea
Yeah,
to
I
start
think-
carefully. Looks like he was not fond of intruders.
I've been through my fair share of haunted houses. I'll take charge.
I mean,
And,
the skeleton looks fake, but
Is the kitchen a dead end, or does it keep going?
It keeps going into the living room, and let me see if I can get you guys I'll just go ahead and put your.
a color for
I was gonna do something like that, but yeah, you guys can remember where your relative locations is, right?
yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
like, the kitchen.
and I thought Tony,
so-
you're in the kitchen too as well.
Yeah, I want to make
Yeah.
my way
Okay.
past the kitchen.
But what is Clyde and Jacob then going towards?
All right, Jacob, come on.
Let's go down the
Go into the hallway.
Yep, let's go into the hallway.
They go in the.
All right, gang, let's split
Which
up.
hallway do you take? Do you take the left
that says
hallway or
hallways.
the?
There's only
The one that's labeled hallways.
Yeah. I didn't think
Yeah,
there was another
okay.
hallway.
Oh, there was the one that was just in front of you, leading to the dining room.
Labeled one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't label that one. All right, so you end up making it towards the living room. Who was the last one to enter in the house?
I was.
That would be Jake.
Jacob. As you go into inside the house, you notice on your way through. Well, first, do you shut the door at all, or do you keep it open?
I shut the door. Yeah. Don't want
You
bugs
shut
to
the
get
door.
inside.
It's not a barn.
Yeah. Hmm. You notice something odd with the door itself. You see that there appears to be a lock on this side, like a keyhole lock too, on the side inside. And then you, in your mind, you're able to piece together that someone can lock someone from the inside of the house with a key.
So wait. Like the keyhole is on the inside?
There's a keyhole on the inside. So, essentially, someone have the door shut, they can use the key from the inside, and, well,
Wait, is it a key on
Someone
both
can
sides
lock
That
then?
as well.
yeah, keyholes on the both
okay, I
sides,
see.
so someone can lock someone outside and
Are
on the
the-
inside of the house.
Are the windows barred?
Right now the windows are just closed with curtains. You didn't inspect any of the windows. You're inspecting a
Okay.
body, skeleton, man.
Yeah, I was just...
Yeah. So anyways, living room though. The living room, Jacob and Clyde, has various furniture overturned, including a sofa and armchair, along with what appears to be a stained carpet along the walls that lead to the kitchen.
Stained carpet. What color is it stained?
It just kind of darkish. Like a dark blending in, like something's wet, moisture probably.
Probably spilled some wine or maybe oil. He works on a farm after all, so. Well, farmhouse. Probably might have been working on his car and dropped the oil can or something. Well, alright, so.
Alright, well, guess I look around, hidden around the furniture, behind the curtains.
Yeah. So you check a look at one of the curtains, and you look and you realize the windows are bricked off.
Someone doesn't like sunshine.
Yep. And as you check the other one in the living room, it's the same case.
I can just imagine throwing open the windows in the morning like, darkness.
Sweet sunshine.
All right. Back to Mr. Pulov. You're able to identify the body as male. But you also identify that there appears to be signs of someone actually, there seems to be teeth marks on it, like someone was eating the body of whatever it once was.
Oh, nice. Can I discern how old it is?
I'll have you give me a biology check. And I want you to do that one on hard because it's not... If it was medicine, it would be normal, but since it's just regular biology...
I need an 8 or lower.
Oh, God.
Or no, wait, no, that's an extreme. Hard is...
The second lowest one.
Will be a 15. 15 or lower, here we come. 55.
And what did you want to do?
I was trying to discern how old the skeleton is.
It's going to take you a little bit of time, and even though despite you failed, you'll be able to determine how old the body is. You're just going to be spending a little bit of time doing it. So while you're doing that,
okay.
What does the rest of the party do?
Past the kitchen.
Okay, you leave the kitchen, you enter in the living room. You see the stained kind of carpet that's alongside the walls that leads to it, and it only seems to be prevalent there and not anywhere else in the living room.
I want to try to see if I can lift it up or something.
You notice as you get closer that the wall is actually slightly indented in compared to the rest of the wall. Just ever so slightly, a minuscule detail.
I wonder if can I check around lever? I think this is some kind of secret hatch.
Yeah. So
I want to start. What do I see in the living room? Is there bookshelves? Are there paintings?
You just see the overturned furniture. You just see a sofa and an armchair. Mm-hmm. And then of course you see Clyde looking around too, and Jacob.
There's nothing on the walls.
The walls?
There's nothing hanging on the walls or anything like that?
No. You do remember seeing something hanging in the kitchen, though. Mm-hmm. What does Jacob and Clyde do?
We'll walk upstairs and see if there's anything up there. Do you think that's a good idea?
Are the stairs go up from the other side? Or are those stairs from the front door? Or
basically they go...
the
what do you
stairs
mean?
are inside, right? They're not stairs outside that go up to the front door.
Right, there's stairs going into the, they're going upstairs a story. They're going to the second story.
Okay.
Inside the house.
Well, I guess I'll follow Jacob since I don't really trust him to be able to handle himself if he gets in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Right. You make your way up the stairs, and they, and as you go up the stairs, they creak. You eventually find yourself what appears to be a narrow hallway with 4 sets of doors, and these are represented by the green.
Okay.
So this is upstairs? Okay.
And just for reference, this is going to be... There's this. Just for reference. So, the house arrow is, pointing... That's the front of the house with the front door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of inverted.
That's
if you
terrible,
rotate.
but whatever.
Basically, if you could imagine an L rotated to the left, that's how
Like
it
that?
would be normally positioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. So anyways, Pulov, you spend 5 minutes trying to look over the body a little bit more, and you're able to determine that the guy was probably in his late 20s.
Well, we didn't get too much information on John something
Stanton. Yeah.
Stanton.
Oh.
And so like you said there was like scratch and marks like on the bones. It's like someone was trying to eat them. Can I determine can I take a closer look at what those bite marks appear to look like, if they're like extra jagged,
sure.
or if...
You want to determine what was actually possibly eating it.
Yeah.
Have you do a natural world?
Oh dear, I don't have any.
You have 30.
Oh, I do. Okay. And no disadvantage?
No disadvantage. Normal.
Or... Yeah, 46. I don't think.
You'll be able to determine it, but you'll spend more time wasted doing this examination. So, Tony, you're back in the kitchen. You notice you're looking around for pictures, and you see a picture that's kind of on the wall, which looks like to be two people working on like a farm, and it's also slightly crooked. You also see the rest of the stuff in the kitchen, which includes the wax fruit basket and the knife block with the chef knife laying next to it.
Pull the pinion off the wall.
You pull the pinion, and it just comes right off.
I'd also like to pick up the chef and put it back in the block.
And as you put the knife in, you feel resistance, like there's a spring mechanism in the knife slot. Do you continue?
I do, but I want to position fling back at me.
Yep. All right. So you do position yourself, and you're able to place the knife in. It clicks. Mm-hmm. I'm going to transition back to the second story, people. Jacob and Clyde, where do you examine next? You have all those doors to examine in that narrow hallway, and then there's another window.
Yeah, let's pull back the curtain on the window again. See that?
This window has bricks on it.
Typical.
Mm-hmm. All right, where do you go next? Both of you. Well, yeah, Jacob, because you just went and examined a window.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I'm thinking I'm gonna always start on your right. That's how it goes, right? When you're in a maze.
All right, hand side door.
This door.
Well, I mean, that would be on
our
right.
I see
the
it.
one that's,
Direction in the maze.
Yeah, I see that one. So, as you approach to that room, you hear right from the room across a whirling kind of noise, like some mechanical thing kind of moving. Do you still continue to open? And that's on the other side. Do you still continue to open the door you wanted to open?
Yeah. Actually, no. I wonder what that noise is, and I go to open the door.
All right, you open that door, and let's see. Let me find the description.
You're talking about not the first one on the right, but the second one?
The second one on the left.
Video.
Oh, well, let's fix that. There we go. So you open that door up, and what you see appears to be a laundry room. And you see the machines that were making the noise earlier you see that the machines were probably what was making the noise. It's doing a load of laundry.
He must have put his clothes in to be cleaned. And I go back to check the original room.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you go back to check the original room? All right, you go to that other room, and we're going to transition then back to Pulov. Pulov, you were able to spend extra time examining the body more, or the teeth marks. And one thing that you were able to at least get out was that they were not human teeth marks.
Okay. Have we really examined the dining room at all?
Nope.
I'll go take a closer look at the dining room.
Yeah. So you go to the dining room, and it looks all right for the most part. The table is wood. Chairs are kind of overturned. You notice that there's blood stains on top of the dining room table.
And there's no like big chunks of human
Nope.
meat just sitting on
Nope.
top of them.
You also see a window with
Okay.
that's bricked off to the other side.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll head upstairs to examine one of those other
Yeah.
doors that someone had gone into.
Tony. Yep. So Tony, as you hear that noise as you click the knife in, and thankfully nothing sprung out at you. You also hear the sound of something moving in the living room.
Alright. Before I check that out, I'll see if we can pick it up.
Yeah. So you examine the wax fruit, and the wax fruit is able to be moved, and you realize it's just probably a decor. Nothing really special
Pretty
about
tacky. Alright, going into the living room then.
it. Where do you go?
Living
You
room.
go to the living room, and that area with all that stained carpet was, and that indented wall, it's opened.
Yes. Let's all split up. I'll go in the basement first. and-
Hold up, there's a
Yeah,
basement I missed? How did I miss this?
I'm gonna... I would like to try to call out to say, hey, found something here.
Right. So as he's
What?
right, yeah, you find a pair of stairs that seem to descend down.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, you guys all hear all that sort of rumbling.
Okay.
Definitely heard something move.
So, I'll transition then to the team upstairs. Clyde, what do you do? You've been waiting.
Yeah, kind of turn to Jacob and say, hey, we should check out and see what's going on downstairs. Come back up here later.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
And,
Or follow him downstairs, assuming he goes downstairs.
Move over to
And Pulav will join
just halfway
them
up the stairs, sees us going down.
because- Just like, oh, okay, I see.
You make Fatman climb upstairs, now you climb back down.
That's okay, you need the exercise.
He's just like super
Exercise makes
exhausted
you
now.
strong.
Pullout been getting beat up like hell.
Why you make me do
Yeah.
this?
He's getting beat up all day.
Alright. So you guys end up going to the living room, but as you start to go there, you hear thunder outside and rain.
Sure it's thunder and not the washing machine.
Nope, you're pretty sure it's not the washing machine anymore.
Alright. So we're gonna head to the living room where
Meet up there.
I
Big
wanna...
Tony is.
Hey, before I go down the creepy basement, I just want to go check out... I want to make sure that I don't get Clyde's crap in the back of his truck all wet. I would like to...
Yeah, we
just
should probably also maybe just break
clear
down
out
that front door.
the front door.
Just because, like, if somebody from the outside...
Why don't we
walks
just
us
put a
in, we're
rock
stuck
there
here.
so they can't?
Oh,
Never
unstoppable.
move the
A little pebble.
You know, I want
There,
to
that
take
should
a peek
work.
at the front door.
Alright, so you guys make it to the living room and you discuss. Tony, you have the first action.
I'd like to... Is the front door open or is it closed?
The front door's closed because of
Oh, dear.
because Gabe shut it, or Jacob shut it.
Yeah. I'd like to try to open the front door.
You sigh a relief as the door opens open.
Okay.
Opens
open.
Well,
God.
Alright, we're not in some kind of horror movie yet. Not quite anyway. Besides the secret door, the hidden creepy basement, and the dead guy in the fridge, an icebox. Hey, what do you think, Pulav? You can maybe break... Hey, or actually, Clyde, think you can maybe break this lock open? Keep it open?
we have a key, don't we?
Yeah,
We get logged in, we guys unlock it.
but does it work from the
Haven't tried.
outside? Well,
No
inside.
key. Sure, I'll give it. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's my action or what.
Wait, it's,
Someone should try to... It's unlockable on the inside, but I don't think that's the case.
yeah.
Well, I guess Pulov would probably have the key. I think he's the one that opened the
Yeah.
door, so Pulov
Yeah.
would go over there and see.
And
if
so, yeah, so
lock
you test out the door
key
with the
works.
key, and unfortunately, the key only seems to go one way. So,
Yeah, so, Clyde, can you tinker with the lock and try to
Is the door made out of
get it
wood?
jammed open?
no, it's,
Oh.
yeah, it's made of wood.
It's kind of a shame. We could have locked ourselves in so nobody could follow us in.
I just want to see if I can just smash the handle open.
Yeah, you just want to smash the door handle off.
Yeah, basically.
I just want to smash.
Give me a...
Hard angry.
I don't know. What's your highest skill? I could say you can use a strength, you can use mechanics.
Okay.
Whichever one's higher,
think-
use that one.
My brawl and my mechanical
your
repair are
brawl.
both the same, so I'm just gonna smash it
Yeah.
open.
All right, give me a roll.
That's my thing's at 90.
70.
Oh, you got it.
So yeah,
Rough.
Oh wait, your thing's at 90.
my brawl's at 90, and so is my mechanical repair, so I should pass. Right?
Yeah, you passed it. Yeah, you're able to just.
Dang.
So tell me exactly
That
what
was a
you're doing. Then you're
terrible
just
idea.
smashing the
Take
handle.
out my pipe wrench and just like smash it
Okay.
off.
Yep. No longer is there a door handle that is on that wooden door.
Did you just smash off the inside door
There,
handle?
I fixed it.
Guy,
I'm impressed, Clyde. I didn't know you had this in you.
He smashed. I'm
I'm assuming
Get
it's
out of this.
just like a hole.
I'll
You
give
can
you vodka.
just move it now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You got rid of the entire.
oh, okay. I was
door
gonna
thing.
say if you smashed off just the inside door handle, even if it closed without locking, would be out of luck.
He secretly was the werewolf.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jeez, Clyde, this looks better than the repair job you did back then.
Ah, but
Watch it, Tony.
All right. So back to Jacob, and back to everyone. Where do you go now?
We're going down spooky basement.
Well, first of all, probably should can we secure Clyde's
Yeah, is
truck?
there like a tarp or something?
Try to make it hidden.
A tarp.
Yeah.
Go hide it in the bushes.
Like the key was hidden in
don't-
the bushes.
Yeah,
of the
that
bush
was-
You
investigator.
don't see anything. You might have some sort of bright blue tarp in your truck for so you can lay it on the ground in order to do work under the truck. Nothing like military camouflage.
Okay. There like any barn or like any overhanging thing?
There's trees.
Nah,
That's the best thing.
let's
You
leave
could drive it into trees.
Nah, let's leave it.
Okay.
Alright. Well, and I'll gather all my weapons and stuff too if I left
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
there, which I don't.
You
think I
get everything from there, I'm assuming. Yeah.
did. Yeah.
And so you guys choose to descend into the basement.
This is a great idea.
Or
Nothing
do we
can
want
go
to
wrong.
finish up looking up the
Basement's more
stairs?
interesting.
What if there's another key in the upstairs and we're just
Well, let's break out
skipping?
locks anyway. It seems to be working.
Yeah, but what if we want to lock something behind us?
Well, too late for that
Bum,
now.
bum, bum. Yeah, what if whatever was living here is out, right?
Listen. I mean, that's great. That's a great idea and all, but you can't lock this from the inside. So you could either
Are we
have the
just
option
sitting on the
of
precipice of this gateway into the abyss?
Yep. And about 20 minutes has passed by since you've entered into here.
Okay. I would like to look at the upstairs still, but if you guys really insist on going down creepy basement, fine. But the upstairs were
yeah, like some nice dirty laundry.
you
Well,
looked
I
at
mean,
one
come on.
room. One
Sure,
room
I,
there's
only.
a- like
found a secret. I found
Fine.
a secret wall.
Your cool little hidden latch.
No one hides. Listen, Pulab. No one hides dead bodies in the laundry room. They hide them in the icebox and in the basement.
What if they
You
need?
clearly figured
How do
one
you
of
think
those
those
out
dead
already.
bodies
Look,
get
if we're
to be-
missing something from upstairs, we'll go back upstairs.
Hey, look at it this way. Okay, how do you think those skeletons get to be so clean?
Oh my god, he's right.
We probably
Well,
should
you can
check.
ponder that.
Shovel
Go upstairs,
the laundry.
You can
everyone.
ponder that. I'm going to the basement.
Upstairs to the laundry room.
Alright. Who descends first into the basement?
I will.
Clyde. Very well. You go down the stairs, and you notice that the stairs are also wood, just like the second story stairs are. It's...
I'm gonna try startling Clyde
So walking down
Be
the
like-
stairs.
boogie 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 as he walks out.
Yeah. And as you start to go down the stairs, you're about ready to step on something when you realize you're about ready to step on your next step when you realize there's a step that looks slightly out of place.
Step on it anyways.
No.
Just
Is it
slip,
just,
fall
like,
all the way down.
slightly kind of bulged up again?
Yeah.
Okay. I step over that, and I kind of want to try lifting the plank up with like a crowbar or something.
Flicking the clank up with like a crowbar.
With your strong,
Yeah.
manly hands.
Or do you want to try to... Yeah.
I'll warn the others first. I'll make sure that Pull-Up
Yeah.
doesn't ruin everything again.
Yeah. Well, you look at the step and you think, as you pry it with the crowbar going up, it seems to be like the step itself doesn't move, but you also see what appears to be some sort of like pulley system behind it.
Alright. I'll just warn the others and not do anything, not mess with it too much. So,
Oh dear.
there's
Alright.
some kind of other trap
Continue
here.
down.
Pull-Up tried to get hit with a mace again.
I will try, but I'm kind of too big and fat for such a tiny little American space.
Well, I just continue cautiously after that.
Alright, you eventually make your way towards a door. But this door, instead of being made of wood, appears to be made of metal.
Clyde, smash it.
And unlike the other door, I don't think you can smash it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Clyde seems adept at breaking things.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I can go for a repair thing.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? You want to smash the door open?
No, he said that's probably not gonna work.
No.
Try for mechanical.
Have
just-
we tried opening the door?
We tried opening
Yeah.
the door.
Well, let's try opening the door first and see if it's locked, I suppose.
Tried knocking.
Door opens.
Ah. Now I smashed the door.
Oh!
Oh, okay.
As the dust settles and you move into the next room, Clyde, you see that there appears to be a button immediately on the left of the wall. You also see to be a lot of bunks aligned against the wall. In the middle of the room is what appears to be a table with chains on it. And you realize that this table
Okay.
is something that is designed to make someone taller.
Taller in a very painful way.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's also a corpse on there, too.
Like fresh corpse, or are we talking about a skeleton?
Yep, fresh corpse.
Alright.
And there's a pool of blood on it. I need you to make a sanity roll. Just roll roll a d100, and you're rolling against your current sanity.
Okay, well, that's
You're
like
fine.
whatever.
What?
Two, man, he does not give a damn.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Those pipes, let me tell you.
Yep. You also see what appears to be a piece of paper near that table.
I warned the others that there's a pretty gruesome scene down there, just to ready themselves for that.
Yeah.
I am not gonna walk inside.
Nope, you can't make me. Alright.
I've seen this play. Mm-mm.
So, everyone makes it down except Jacob, who stays outside the room.
Okay. So we're all in the room that that has the metal door to get into
Yep,
it, right?
and I'm revealing that on the map right now. First floor. It's hidden room. So, who does what?
We'll inform them about the note, and I'll look elsewhere
Sure.
in the room, see if I can see anything
Take a look.
that stands out.
Mm-hmm. Right. Who grabs the note? Tony grabs the note. Alright, let me go ahead and give you that handout. I can't find it for some reason. There we go.
The note is blink.
Here you go. It's now known as hidden room paper.
Ooh. Well, I can't read it.
Uh-oh.
Alright, I'm just gonna read this over. You guys can
Yeah.
take your turn.
Yeah, so
okay,
Pulov,
there we go.
what do you do?
Again, I'm super fascinated. I guess I'm the corpse examiner.
Yeah.
I guess in a past life I was like, what are the who received
Yeah.
dead bodies? What are those positions called?
Party
What?
position.
Anyway, yeah, I guess I'll examine the body and try
What is
to
that machine
figure
called?
out
I
who
call
this
it a
person
stretcher.
might
That's
be
it.
or-
A rack. So you examine the rack then, or the body?
Yeah. Well, who picked up the
Tony.
note again? Tony. Okay. Yeah. So I'll examine the rack and the body. Sure.
So you examine the rack and the body, and the body itself looked like it was probably tortured by being stretched too much.
Can I lift up its its lips to examine the teeth?
Sure. You examine, and it looks like to be perfectly human teeth.
Anything weird about like the fingernails or toenails? Is this guy nude?
Yeah, he's nude. And bloody.
Okay. Olav, I didn't know he swung
Nude
that way.
and stretched out.
Yeah, his toenails and everything look pretty normal. He looks like he was just stretched, and then he just probably died.
Okay, red eyes. Something about red eyes. So it's what I read in
Yeah.
the folklore.
You check his
Look.
eyes.
I guess I'll check his eyes.
They're hazel.
Hazel!
Yes,
One last
yes.
thing. Can I cut into his stomach and try to see what he ate recently?
Sure thing. I'll let you do this, mortician. What's short?
Yeah, and I will look out, guys. I know this is kind of crazy,
Here's my pocket
but
knife.
I think this will help us decide who this man was. If I could look at the stomach contents, feel free to look away. But I gotta do this.
So, what tool are you using?
I'm
Using
gonna
my
use the
switchblade.
switchblade that was that I stored all
My
this time
switchblade.
in my fat folds.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna cut into the body. Clyde, you're examining more of the room, and you find the bunk beds. The bunk beds appear to be in all right condition. Actually, they're actually like the bed's actually made, and you look, and it looks like this was supposed to originally be housing a few people here before whatever happened in the middle of the room. You also notice that there appears to be another ice box down here as to store food, but this one appears to be empty.
Okay. Like I opened it and it's empty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but you can probably infer that being a hidden room, this was supposed to be some sort of safe house-ish kind of area.
Like a panic room.
Panic room, yes. Jacob, what do you do?
As far as I'm aware, I'm still standing outside.
Yeah. Do you want to stay out there, or what do you want?
I'm gonna ask exactly just how gruesome it is. Like, kind of peek in and then look back real quick and...
Yeah, sure. You're able to peek in a little bit, and you can... Thankfully, Pulav is blocking the body, so... But you were able to catch, like, it's supposed to be some sort of dead body-ish thing. With kind of blood at the floor. It doesn't look too bad based on what you've seen already, so you'll probably be fine.
Alright, just a second.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. I'll walk inside, distinctly not looking at the body, looking all around at the walls, and floor, and ceiling, and see if there's...
Other than the walls being not being really decorated too much, you notice the button that is immediately right outside the door that you just entered in. And it doesn't look like it was meant to be hidden in any
I
way.
press it.
Oh my god.
Hey
As you
guys,
press
I
the
found
button,
this.
And you hear something mechanically kind of moving from the stairs you came, and suddenly, nothing.
Suddenly nothing?
Suddenly nothing.
That seems like
Instant
oxymoron.
death.
Suddenly, nothing. You hear noises, and then suddenly nothing.
Okay. Abruptly, it's like...
It came from the stairway? I look back outside the door.
The stair seems fine, but you notice that the way that you came in is now shut.
How convenient. It's a perfect hiding spot.
Okay.
Tony,
Alright,
what did
guys,
you discover?
I've read over this note. So it looks like our guy here, he's trying to interrogate this dead man. There's something about an alchemist. There's looks like This took place from...
Oh, by the way, today's the
April
19th.
Yeah, it took place from April 15th to April 19th. Looks like, he said, 15th, he didn't get any information out of him, and he stored the guy. On the 16th, he broke once he was strapped in, so he, tried to interrogate this guy. Apparently the alchemist hired someone to Briarhouse to buy him some items from that pharmacy shop we went to earlier. Looks like, left that guy on the street unconscious. Looks like he woke up and he spilled purple substance, kind of like I did. Seemed to be that while he had that purple substance, seemed to be impaired, have no impairment to pain. Seems like this alchemist is using some kind of potion, we'll call it, to make the.
Do you feel stronger, Tony?
Not really.
Should I punch you and see if you feel pain?
I'm gonna examine. Well, first of all, I guess I'm cutting.
Oh yeah, so let's get back to Wyatt real quick. As you finish cutting open the body, you're instantly splattered with purple, glowy substance on your coat. It was like a splat.
I'm gonna take out the little. Well, I guess it's still held in a diner cup, but let's just say that I had a vial or something. So it's the little vial of the puke that Tony had puked out at the diner. Do they match? Yeah.
God.
How
do they match?
Yeah. But my next question is, how did you seal that? I'm just curious. I don't care about the detail. How did you? You just carried it around.
Found some tape in the back of my truck.
No, he used the gauze rolls.
Oh yeah, that's what all that went from. That's where all the band-aids went.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, so do they look similar?
Yep.
Although it's. And I haven't even cut into the like.
Oh no, that's what you cut into, the stomach and intestines. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all it's filled with, and there's no human chunks in it.
Human chunks? No human chunks.
Wait, so like his entire like gut intestine area doesn't have anything but purple goop?
Yeah, it has purple goop in it.
That's all his intestines are filled with.
Oh, so his intestines are there.
Stuff
it's
that
purple crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Tony, does the note mention anything about purple vial people, and how does it get there? Because puked up the same stuff that this guy has.
This whoever wrote this note, I think the Hans guy, he doesn't say, he never cut open anyone that the guy came to. He also, yesterday, this note, you couldn't get a clear investigation due to a bystander party thug intervention. He doesn't seem to be 100% sure. He thinks they might be working for the alchemist. He said he interrogated one of them, but there wasn't much. Just one guy was a guard. He thinks that the alchemist sabotaging his own. There's also something else written here. Paper's kind of damp, and I can't really see it in this light.
Can I is this a good stopping point for us now?
Yeah.
Like, or do people want to continue investigating? I'd probably say
I'm good.
For like 5 more minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I've already
sounds good. No worries.
I thought it would be. This got really interesting.
Yeah. So you guys can go ahead and talk more stuff, investigate. You don't find anything else in this room. It's all up to you guys to theory craft.
Well, can I shine my flashlight on this make a thing marked for today's date?
Yeah. You're going to go ahead and do that, but before, anyone else want to do anything?
So there's a body in the attic.
Yep, and we did it. Again, we didn't even check the upstairs because we're like, let's go straight down to creepy basement first.
Well, I can tell, I think the body was stored in the attic and then moved down to this contraption.
Oh, okay.
So we know Hans wrote this note, or...
I'm pretty convinced.
Does he say where he might be?
There seems to be a description of what has already happened. Plans.
Is there anything else in this room that is
Says
interesting?
anything else?
Nothing? Maybe we should just go back to the upstairs. I'd say since
Hit
we're-
the button, Gabe.
Oh, the lever.
I smash my palm onto the button. Ta-da!
The silence is worrying
It
me.
doesn't open.
It worked last time.
okay,
It worked when it was
yeah.
closing.
So you hit the button, and then, and you hear the noises once more, and you see the door open at the end of the stairwell, or at the top of the stairwell.
See? It does work.
You also, as that's happening, you finally get the light to properly shine onto the piece of paper. Tony, do you have your music on?
Yep.
No.
In crimson red like blood, much harder to see in the rest of the entries, it simply says you. And the lights all immediately burn out in the building.
I blame this on Tony. Why did you have to go into that room and pick up that paper?
Tony, I need you to make a sanity roll.
Alright. I am cool. As
As a
Cool.
cucumber.
That's so cute.
as a cucumber. You a frozen
For a
cucumber.
cucumber.
Okay. You're fine. Other than you take 1 sanity damage.
So, wait, did all, like, the lights turn
Yeah,
off?
you hear the sudden explosion of just everything popping.
Did it sound like the fuse box got, like, destroyed or wrecked or something? Or did we hear anything?
Other than the lights stopping.
Oh, dear. Pulov is gonna arm himself, get out his 12 again.
Pulling out my Luger.
Alright.
Betsy will keep me safe as he racks a shell and just...
Alright. And that?
And by the way, Pulov names his weapons, so... Actually, Betsy is his elephant gun. Bertha is his 12-gauge shotgun. So Bertha, he loves the shell in.
Alright. And with that, we'll find out what happens next time.